two suspicious flights, namely Air flights NH23AM and Kavok Air private jets Antonov An-12B, which landed on the tarmac of Kotoka International Airport in March 2025 from Gran Canaria, an island of Spain, and departed to the same Gran Canaria days after their arrival. Reliable intelligence intercepted by the Minority Caucus indicates that on March 20th, 2025, Air flights NH23AM, which is an air ambulance, and I must stress, it's an air ambulance designed specifically to carry patients, landed at Kotoka International Airport in Accra, Ghana, and remained in the country for 5 days before departing 1 a.m. on March 25th, 2025, back to Gran Canaria. Our intelligence further persists that no patient was transported by the said Air flights, neither to nor from Accra. There is no evidence of medical referral or patients accompanying or on board the flights on either legs of the flights. We are reliably informed that contrary to the expectation that the Air flight would carry patients, the purpose for which it was designed and operates, it rather on this occasion carried suspicious cargo suspected to be cocaine and cash in various United States dollars denominations. In a related development, a private jet, Kavok Air Antonov An-12B, also landed at Kotoka International Airport on March 12, 2025, from the same island of Spain, Gran Canaria, and remained in the country for 13 days and departed at 6:40 hours, that is 6:40 a.m., on March 25th, 2025, to Gran Canaria. The very day Air flight also departed to Gran Canaria. While it is intriguing that the two suspicious flights would depart to the same location on the same day, even more intriguing is the cargo suspiciously transported by these aircrafts to and from Gran Canaria, an island known for its notoriety in drug trafficking, money laundering, among others. We call on national security to make full disclosure of the content of the cargo carried by these two aircraft into the country, as well as the cargo carried out of the country by the same aircrafts to Gran Canaria, consistent with the principle of transparency in our collective quest to fighting drug trafficking and money laundering.
EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben.
The disinformation scene of the new patriotic party has been ratcheted up, and they've taken it a notch higher. This time, Reverend Intim Fodjo, who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for the good people of Asin South, has made very wild claims to the effect that two aircrafts which passed through Ghana for various reasons were carrying drugs, and that was the reason why they were here. He also alleged that they were involved in money laundering, and therefore he was calling for investigations. As you may be aware, President Mahama gave him the opportunity to present any evidence or any basis he has for making that claim to the security services, so that together we could look into the matter to ascertain whether there was any truth in it. I can report to you that because he knew he was peddling total falsehoods and lies, he now claims, after being invited to assist with investigations, that he was speaking on behalf of the committee that he was part of, and that the views he expressed were not his personal views. So because of that, he says he's unable to cooperate with the security agencies. I say that he was peddling falsehood because the facts as they exist vary completely from the claims that he made. When he made that claim, he was only seeking to peddle falsehood in a bid to undermine the confidence that the people of Ghana have in this government. The truth is that two aircrafts with completely different purposes arrived in Ghana. And their arrival was perfectly legitimate, and they were here for very genuine reasons. The first one is an Antonov Flight 12BK with registration number CVK 7037. Now, this flight essentially is a cargo plane, which arrived on the 12th of March 2025. Now, no plane arrives in Ghana without a landing permit. So this plane secured a landing permit with number GAF/TMAO/25/7863. Now, the purpose for arriving in Ghana was what we call a technical stop. Essentially, this is a cargo flight that was destined for the European Union market. And European Union regulations dictate that some specific regulatory requirements be met before any plane of that sort can enter the EU. Now, this plane originated from Luanda in Angola. It was loaded with oil drill equipment and lubricant oil, which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now, Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of requirements that this plane had to meet before entering the EU market. Now, the specific requirement is a scanning and screening RA3 procedure, which is a requirement to enter the European Union. Luanda doesn't have it. The Swiss cargo facility at the Kodoka, some specific regulatory requirements be met before any plane of that sort can enter the EU. Now, this plane originated from Luanda in Angola. It was loaded with oil drill equipment and lubricant oil, which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now, Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of requirements that this plane had to meet before entering the EU market. Now, the specific requirement is a scanning and screening RA3 procedure, which is a requirement to enter the European Union. Luanda doesn't have it. The Swiss cargo facility at the Kodoka International Airport has that certification, and they can do that kind of scanning. Whilst here, it developed an engine blade fault. Its engine blade was damaged, and then it was also detected that there was severe oil leakage, which required immediate attention. For that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo. The aircraft that was damaged remained here for 13 days. That is between 12 March and 25th March 2025. After it had been inspected by aviation security, officials of the Narcotic Control Commission, officials of National Security and National Intelligence Bureau, no contraband or unlawful commodities were found on the aircraft. Now, the second aircraft in question is a Hawker 800 XP with registration number N823AM. Now, this aircraft is operated by an organization called AirMed International, which is based in Birmingham, Alabama, in the United States of America. It operates as an air ambulance. Now, Air Medical International flights in Ghana are handled by Tropicana Airlines. Now, this plane landed in Ghana on 20th March from Gran Canaria, Las Palmas, Spain, having gone through Luanda in Angola. Now, it was also here for a technical stop, which is refueling and crew rest, which is perfectly legitimate activity. It was cleared to land in Ghana with clearance number GAF-TWXR252604 OFAA0297/25. Now, whilst it was landing in Ghana, it developed a tire burst and some difficulty with its landing gear, and therefore needed to remain here to be serviced. So another aircraft with registration number N864 arrived on 22nd March with tires and flight engineers from Luanda to replace the damaged tires of the aircraft. Now, once this was fixed, it departed the Kotoka International Airport on 25th March. The aircraft was once again inspected by officials of aviation security, officials of national security, officials of the National Intelligence Bureau, and NACOC, who made sure that it did not contain any unlawful substances, as alleged by Reverend Intim Fojo. So, in a nutshell, the claims of Intim Fojo are false. He cannot prove it. That is why he is running away from the investigative bodies. He is unable to provide any shred of evidence to back his claim.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Sa decisions you need on the monetary policy rate in a T-bills rate, you know. A bit may achieve the same results, but a bit may artificial. At the end of the day, you will succeed. Say obey shrink from the system because our monetary policy rate is 28%. But the T-bills rate, you know, it discourages amount from buying. Inti, so man from Koshebe before still, it's kind in the system, no more hoarding. Until you may think some will control inflation. There's one more pay up, but indeed, one more pay up, scanning for one more thing. Or T-bills rate to cost then they pump the money into the system. To be a bit, say, oh, I have succeeded with the monetary policy rate to reduce inflation, but the woman say artificial. Is that possible?
Yeah, that's what I've been on that. That's what I news what I've been saying. What's up, man? I'm on light questions. So Prof. Oh, my ferry.
Because the analysis and I'm saying, okay, so say if your focus is inflation, why have that down?
Open that down. You create a lot of artificial issues. And for me, share a my on your machine marketing. Sika.
EpaHoaDaben.
Me follow football be brave, but interview a wo ye no interview the super o interview a wo ye no ene dia wo keka no na che se Ghana still cry no to add in the future say me analysis
na me say we interview na me person me busa o say wan kasa na adwen na kuta o no I don't know me person me hunu adwen be be free by
Oba de na de ma mi o
because question now to ma ma no de fa na no wo shi pa cha say ko be bia so no wo chasing no wo to free no wo chasing asa na question no ntimi nti wa sama so papa mebo abaso nyamishira
Sheikh Medase nyamishira nyina
EpaHoaDaben.
why you me the papa u boaduma pa nyamishira
amen
nyawa hu be ye hu de ye hu wa boy pa wa boy
mame mo wa abaso
Medase
me empire ne say be fi happy FM na or ko BBC
amen
because we me put two questions. I mean, say yes, in Central Juma, and yet the Assembly and who are working. We you move to one answer. We the chair say, Bibi, the dinner young farmer, Yanko Ponchap, I bought a basso. Yeah, we yeah, monitor Yanko Ponso. He said, the old I bet you any mamma Yanko Pon point part to any mamma.
so motive be
Baby, when you say first na ye binumu ye shut down politics. Ye say politics for no money or money and munye. But na mumu e binumu so nti enyina ye ni agi say ye beboa ma o man na koso. Na e bo 1 o'clock pe na wa ye lawyer ma o man na lawyer for enyina pon akofia akoda. Nyamishra.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Yankwe Sanetie Usuye bio Oh my Ghana Eji seminu mienu Efri Oh my Ghana beyeye Oh me yibetu mpona efiri ejumadene ahofama osompa ne enimia omeyi betumpong na ye mai benya hoto onso ye wofa ye omangana beye omeyi betumpona efiri eya enyumwe me shada pa na metubi so what do we to form anytime I'm signing on bia I sang along the song and one reason and one reason only to remind myself asudie ene adwuma me wo eyese Ghana ni ma me mind Ghana me chefa ewo building Ghana no emu Yaman Penia watia konya so or say building the Ghana we want. Intimate Ghana na me peno ehun komo na medie. The kind of Ghana me hwe ni mu no ehun samo na me kan. Eno na me de me talent ene ma hoɔden ni me susu ye nyina ahyemu se be ya. Ya ye ne nkakra ye nyina ye behunu ni enya Ghana kro na ye nyina ye pɛ no. Ye pɛ Ghana aye krabehwe. Ye pe Ghana adwuma bu a emabunu wa adwuma ye pe Ghana ensese emabunu kotu fom esensuo etwetwa nnua edi afro ansa na wo musa akomo ano ye pe Ghana on nantina wo driving through the streets of Omani mu a unhunu sem koda ginagina traffic mu yela la sulala unhunu sem koda ne nam kwa ho a Womo eson kofo ntade mu twe womo mame 1 cedi mame 2 cedis enye sa Ghana na ne yepe Ghana emu adwuma yefo ahofama ewo Ghana ho adwuma no ewo soro yepe Ghana ye mokro no wa adwuma mu yepe Ghana ya manyofo ewo odomapa edema wo man no yepe Ghana ye ni amanyofo mu ya kromfo Yepe Ghana ye ni amanyofo mu ye widifo Yepe Ghana asofo a ewo mu eka no kura kire mpanimfo Yepe Ghana emu ahemfo eka no kura kire mpanimfo Yepe Ghana emu ahemfo emfa sika emfa ahunya endi wo mu animu na wo mu ntonton yensa ase basa na wo mu hwema yensu anso nsese na momu no omubetie gina brane na wo magye wo man nasi ho sa Ghana na yehwehwe yepe Ghana emu mabunu nwane nkɔhye Canada na anu mekenkan ye abusua bi o abusua a whole family eja enane ma wo mo ko visit wo Canada wo makodu airport ho ani esemo sansan machi ede nim guase nie na nka wo man Ghana ye o man e wo se na dehye enam amanaman so se wo mo pe baby pade omuti ato o mo pe baby a wo mo so ensa betimi akọ mo ano o man asika kokwa dokono yen o man a obade nyankopon amayen a good climate and a good weather o man a wo hira ya sase o man a wo mayen emu nipa o wa hodene Ghana fo hote Ghana fo danso yedi hia in our uniqueness yedi hia kamia yesa Ghana sase de baby asika ko hye ho nanka yani nada sanka Ghana mpo yebenya crude oil one day enso yenya. It tells you obade nhira wode nhira sase wode atoso oman a wotimu a se wo tu aburo na uhwane aburo no ho na by mistake aburo ni bi to anuamu na wa hunu a ento be ya bosumi mienu miensa beba no na aburo na fifi asase ani concrete so lore kwan so kura nwura timi efu wo mu ekwan a yede asphalt aguso ekwan a yaye no kota nwura timi fifi free mu concrete na nwura fi mu obade ahira ya sase obade ahira wo man na ayo man a ensesi esi apene o man Ghana be na hwehwe na dia na wo ye afa sa situation ho dia na wo ye ama Ghana no afa no ntuma pefra na abeye krabehwe. The Ghana we want, building the Ghana we want. John Dramani Mahama, ni moto awade na mono no. It's a vision I have bought into. And it's a vision I will encourage you to buy into. Because se wo hunu Ghana na wo pena. Sa buy ni to na mombi a enye a enkonko deliver the Ghana you want also kasa ho. And to be bought into this vision. Because the Ghana we want in Ghana mu mpanimfo di ntro. E di nada, e di edimu. The Ghana we want in Ghana, mu mpanimfo ka semenra, ade be chi no masesa wo mo ano. Enu nti media ma television na se na ma service ni mo dendendene. Enti ya metena ha na mo nya katasu mu aso. Ya ma metena ha enye ye pasem sulasem. Se Ghana na ye hwehwe ne yensa beka nti ye nkan anu ntum ye nyedini. Ya metena ha nse obidi. Ye ma metena ha enka entwa ntronto obi so. Ye metena ha ngu obi hu fi. Na emomu ono so ye ntena ho so mo obi mfa Ghana topre. Yantena ha mu obi emfa Ghana dini anya fam yantena ha mu obi mfa Ghana ho ensisi adan toto ka sese na busuafo nkogu abrochire na enipa na wobo a na manu kodu ho no odo de oda so te ohia mu eno de yenpre eno yenkan anu ntumu ho sa abamu enkrofo tu anama wa enye na mampani aka kire yese we are building the Ghana we want. Na namontu a NDC mpanimfo bi betuo se enkoyie ma wo man ani akan ya no atumute ha eno de ensi enti sha wo hoden brace yourself up because we will together build the Ghana we want. Meaning any Bismark Brown no betimi afra me BB. It's my pleasure once again to come your way. With near Ghana nyina agya atumu ewie bia da aha ne ehia ewie bia aha na Ghana ehia aha ne ebochemku no na ye de omining nsemu esi kwankwanua na se ye biebie nsemu no ma bibi mu awawa mu mekwa adwuma kakra okuma so repa na mekote se enam a ye frem opoku kuma so won frem na awawa ana ya beboa awawa Enti eni ebe wawa nsem nani because me sa wa nam se kumase fo so de muso mo lexicon no mo mo vocabularies ni ade wase me mpatwa wawa ye wo ho na mbuso bi se de ani wawa ye wase na mu fro no poku no mi chia kuma kan sinyina kumase fo bi chia mo ene wi enso bo ade nyankropon ama ye hoodene ama ye nkwade a ne wo se ye de som ye man ne de som ono nso ne de som ye humanity tene nso se de empanimfo ka ye kire no ye se asem ade chi na yante asem foforo ye chi ene nseme na be top no so se mo be kai last 2 weeks I think 3 weeks ago and I mean Okada Riders Association edi ehia ewo eye studio ha na it was on the back of abenyi akwantuo bi a wo ma eye Okada Riders no etu ye ni nyina ne se wo mko Rwanda ekohwe se ne Rwanda for implement an Okada system a eye regulated a emfa ne ye hunu wo Ghana ha bi emma ene na beti na moto akobu obi mirror no kọ obeti a moto di obi akohwe fom ene wo mbu traffic rules no de na mu saa entina NDC for promise o maye kase ba akopa NSS ya to aba ma wo mu a omo ba be regularize Okada na pursuant to that and President Mahama pow the DVLA chief executive the honorable Julius Logas adimo moment in kanansi nti o ye kra na ni ref ye finidi nti Julius Logas or that DVLA ano ena Abraham Amaleba a oda road safety authority ano ene Okada fo no ekọ Rwanda ko understand wo system no and how they have successfully implemented a regulated Okada system na aban no de draft regulations bia ba betu edwa na the key point gaining public attention kase the age limiter within the regulations omodiaba se obe operate okada wo Ghana yebeji nhyehyeye na to mu a agi se wadi 25 years old and son a watimi a qualify to ride a motorcycle a wode be okada business. I raise a lot of talking points ama ene yeso pese gbowura mu na ye hwe asem no afabi owe regulations dodo na aba ni nyina quite interesting. And yeah, the better to what Rwanda has. Near the ahwese anamo ya binding a no. It is truly inspired by best practices ekoso ewa amambia. Ya bebo aye continent ne aye Okada riders ne din komo. Any road safety authority for subedi nkomo. We seek to be educated as to the proposed regulations aba. Processes being ena ewo wa eba befemu ansa na yenya more or less an LI or a regulation bia DVLA edebe komra shebedwefie ni ajatum na etimia regulate the Okada sector. Nti we yebedi sam komo nyina da na yabo akomu. What is really the level of engagement akoso regarding ASR policy aban ede ebe? But on the bigger topic of regularizing Okada na nkasa no uhunu ne sen wo awutie mi awie uhunu ne sen ne kwan so ano no se ye be regularize Okada no ana se de ye ti ha ye man mu no emre bia ni wo ma kwan se de motorbike eye commercial no eye maintaining ne sa na. But society is dynamic and we change according to senior niema esesa. Emri bi na so be hu pa se motorbike obi jisika afa obi woso no na unthinkable. Yebe na Nigeria movies mu na ne ehunu no. But then ababe ye subculture o Ghana ha. Yantungu na yankasa chenchine a obi anyai saade no. Anase the society must adjust to this phenomenon abe se abe stay. And don't forget that at the center of this Okada matter unemployment. Ewe yenim komo ne mon komo. Say you regulate Okada. What are some of the suggestions ususu say ye the share regulation ni mu a ebe sanitize ya kwan so na abo enipa enso eho eban. And of course also protect property because the way Okada for ni bi bo a driver for car no a scratch your car na otiloko wona akoda ne wo car. So insurance regime being ye de be share regulation ni mu a ebetimi ahwe na saniema no amanfo nya ho ahotoso se ye regularize a emfa negative impact bia emba. So where do you stand on the regularization of Okada, and how do you think say aban proceed in formulating regulations any policies ebetimi ama sector no aye sanitize edie na emra sa regulations ni mu. Age 25 is the age abino esusu se the qualification age for bia or person utwi Okada. What about say driver's license 18? And no cry a car 18 ubetimi nya driver's license. Adentina Okada de yes 25. And how is the Okada community themselves taking this proposal? It's on the table and anyway. Chibeyen, bra Facebook Live. Na yenisa enkomoy emmomo. Na in the matter of Oman Ghana yen galamsey fight. And this conversation is also not going anywhere anytime soon. Interior Minister, the Honorable Muntaka Mubarak has proposed. Sir, in fact, they proposed. Also, what directed the IGP. Sir, onye shisheye na regional and district commanders are omo mining areas. Aye tu galamsey ewo ho. Say ne ye ba be rotate mu. Ene udi 3 months wa ha na wadwuma nso ane ane ayi afiri wodo ko ba bi fufuro. Ti ebe ne sa. Wo se we can strategies na or they fight galamsey ho no. Another strategy ewo ne bag mu a or they fight galamsey. Ene se obe repatriate China for a ye be chi wo mu wo galamsey mu wo Ghana ha. Na osusu se enu momu na beboa. Esane se over the years watena se hu se China for no ye they are able to compromise in police for any court system to bribe any adia timinya nkofo kora yes se wo mudi wo immigration mu ni adia na wo moda so to omani mu no mo bo oman no abro nti ene pa no otwa no wo mati kono mu nkom krom but we know nso se wo kwa ebi ba back eba beto adwuma no so we know nso se ya repatriate wo no mo kwa ensia no kwan se ebi e wo ho nso beba NDC John Mahama part 1 wo mo repatriation. It didn't stop the Chinese from coming. Are we sure say measure way, strategy way in the mixed bag of galamsey strategies, effective a bit me asesam bibia na. But the position of the law is also important. Emra ye di sam komwe. O ya Ghana mra na o say okoto foreigner say otu efemo gudie na ye china. Emra ne si yemfa ne mfa Ghana mra kwan so na se odi fa efiase na woso okoda ye de na koto Ghana efiase emra bempa no no abu muntaka mubarak igina so aka se wo repatriate China for edi omako when they are arrested in connection with galamsey. Sasemuno, is it coming with the blessing of cabinet? Has the AG been consulted? We are coming home. And of course, you interrogate the effectiveness of such two strategies way. But civil society organizations are the environmental protection space. Omo ekasafa galamsey hu illegal mining. Arocha Ghana mo Wakamo Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining, and all of these groupings. At the petition be to abontin a woman fra Ghana for say mumra sign petition ni bi. Na yen kan kire Ghana ban man pani John Mahama say wo ye campaign wo hye bobi. E bo hye ne say me ba LI 2462 ema tumi ma kwan se yenkotu fam agudie ewo kwaye brentu a ye de yensa to so eye forest reserves no wono wo ba emra ne nyina da no wo betwa mutintontan no ayi de afri ho ne ba ne sen na mampani ato aba mawo na waba waye niema bebre promises bebre a wo hye wadi so na airline na wo so wo be yi afri ho no afa de akwakoda ne amendment ewe ebegbo awura ho nso near the enkomo. Reverend Intim Fodjo, we have been told by the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Justin Kodia, yate, or the abetu Facebook, say, Reverend Intim Fodjo, ejinane punanwa, wamo penachinwo. Sa no di toho, say yachinwo, ehene edenako, we'll find out this afternoon. But how does that change anything? Don't forget, just about Enra, Deputy Commissioner, Emma Narcotics Control Commission, the saying Lawyer Chumberima. Ebeka said Reverend Intim Fodjo and now uncooperating with them. Reverend Intim Fodjo took to X, Kane Twitter, and no comment and response war. Response was the man and he say. Ono ebehe n'animu se obehia no ewo commission of inquiry anim. Na say krade he is elevating Nkomo to a different level. Say we should set up a commission of inquiry into allegations na waye no. Na wo hwe animu so obehia Narcotics Control Commission for ewo commission no anim. What is a commission of inquiry? Now, is a commission of inquiry competent enough to deal with this matter? So, commission of inquiry baswa, how will it deal with this very matter? We are bidding komo na yabo en komo midi ene Bismark Brown answer na no bra Facebook. Me the video be to Facebook sisia. Reverend Intim Fodjo fie hu video ene da eye Facebook yiswe. Na ohe video na da ho na mehunu eye enipa beye 1 2 3 4 ewo compound ho obviously omi security officers na ne ye hunu no efie no compound white pickup bi si ho and you see officers no omo call up and down ewo efie ho bra Facebook na be and so we can confirm say indeed NIB and NASA National Security for have been to Reverend Intim Fojo's residence and ostensibly to arrest him. What will be the charge? And Bonime na why ne kwadu ben ye de bebono na ye chini na court ana ye chino na ye busa no say the evidence ne we here na will he cooperate this time around as the state security agencies abechine no ana? What is the minority saying about Sasemi? We a developing story. Kan ye ho na ye ni akire, ye ni hu nkomo, ye mo hu nkomo, ye nwenwene hu ye musa hu nsem na ye hunu baabi a ye de ne puma sibre ebekọ akwakowie. Ewie ya nso arehu sem bi asi e wo Kwame Nkrumah circle.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Assembly si Kwame Nkrumah circle ama in fact oyene bra Facebook na mente ho nkyerɛw oyene yanka bia nhyem Dane Kwabena Bedu Happy FM reporter asɛm a esie akwanhyia kɛseɛ pa ɛna esi Kwame Nkrumah circle okopie so na wabam Chen studio ha me my colleague. Let me engage him and glean some details from sa akwanhyia den mo ha mo akwaba
it has bibi
na boko de
na me adomo bibi
so akwanhyia den ne ba sa
bibi arehu according to eyewitnesses no driver bia ukita pickup truck
okay
and in this pickup truck no cement blocks
okay
or the cement blocks ashishim
okay
into you fee awodome
okay ebesene afa interchange no so
or fa interchange no so
okay
so call
towards Paloma
yes towards Paloma
okay
na speed that or the or free a honum day
interchange no so ba no
you see odru osi from as call
okay
and na ohuri fi kanumu because when you man control you know
I see when you man control car
no
into jump out of the car
say man enko.
Okay, so particular spot bang on that stretch and assembly here.
Oh, say a Benjiari.
Oh, okay. Was sunny interchange.
Yes, was sunny cra.
Anti opposite GRA one assembly here.
Yes.
Just after the overpass. One who circle overpass.
Yes,
no,
just after.
Not the main interchange. So if you are Udome bar, Obefa O Sania, there's an overpass.
Yes.
Just around that spot.
Wow.
So the break ni failure and I said
even see break ni failure. Even also see overspeeding.
Okay.
Until man control speed no.
Okay.
Until we fi car no no. And
na say a speed na. A break na dey be reduce speed.
Exactly.
Say I mean I'm so anyway. Until mu driver ni na kasaya.
We dwane call. Jama no dwane ko bibi.
Ade na say movie. Chese car ni this speed na no free car ni.
No ko e. O dwane ko e.
But he should be hurt. But now be our prayer pa.
The prayer but he's gone. What about those who according to eyewitnesses no almost over 10 cars were damaged in this particular accident.
Okay, so we got there late. You want to be doing an accident next year many cars by 10 and I involved. Hey, nice what free now war bano. We free car anymore no car de pim other cars by 10.
And out of that 10 many were injured.
Obviously.
Nkofo bebre yesi maame bi ono ne ba back seat no no so te
driving
but nyame adom but omo nyina epra bibi na se wo hwe senya
last
about Kuni.
So
at this time now, most of the cars.
Most of the cars have been towed.
Okay. Until you na catch ni. Ubi na ambulance for funny. Hey, where oba young girl?
Yes.
Or the next time could say, "Obi papa you should know proud for me." Pick up,
BB.
And we do blocks. Edi tumika tente.
Nti a police for ya na omo yiyi blocks no fee ekwa no.
Okay.
Ekwa no so na omo ba no benya kwan de akọ bebe omoko.
Mo se driver na dwane.
Ni dwane ko BB. We try say menya a police for ni bi eno mo atwetwe ko but omo se omutumi mame immediate comments.
Okay.
Nti omo try official statement from the hospital ni.
Ka we di ayam kra o. We di ayam kra.
Kasi amwa BB.
Amwa na make am hey. Say blocks no so wo pick up ni munti na be me mu ayedu. Ka so mu yedu na America wo mu a epem a impact na no odin pa.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's I'm just wondering all ku yent mention no.
Oh ne che de anya din. Se car no wo ho. Car no e registration number.
Okay.
Nti with that you can easily know the owner of the car.
The only funny thing no.
Baby.
So what's your registration number? JX 345621. 345621. As one who has SAR number plate, where then yes are the way? Because it's an easy number plater.
Yes. I mean, obviously, with the car number you can't run away. See. The way I system, okay, so these are all the cars.
All the cars are, yes.
Cars na a can in no.
Yes.
10 vehicles.
Over 10, actually. Over 10 vehicles. Over 10 vehicles.
I'm sure, sir, police for a bit me action no, the many may ya. Say, you only the owner of the car. Once the car number never share system, will be the owner of the car. You contact the owner, who find who was driving the car, and running no ABD Senate. Wow.
It is here no two are in critical condition.
Hospitals be no medium coil.
One
when
information.
Okay, and I would follow up and find out how
yes,
they are doing.
I will do all to follow up now.
More injuries in severe no. Let's contact the police and find out hospital. I think the nearest would be the police hospital, and we may want to go and follow up and find out.
All right.
Dave, but I say update where what they are. But I some way see coming from a circle and no pick up walodi. Cement blocks with Dimrikatentem from Awudome, according to eyewitnesses, or Sunday circle interchange, Americana no ordine. Ye nimu dear say ni break ni failure ye dia, and now ulusu control dia, but according to eyewitnesses, driver no fee moving vehicle nimu, eko tabon tene, ena uja car no free bunto, ati free. Car no so eko shwe other cars more, ye ka say, over 10 vehicles. And a year affected in that accident. We are told to say nipa do don so prepare ye do mo akogu eye ayare sabia. Driver no de nim baby owo na car no so akodi apolice for ensem. Ebesre adaba for yenya hweye wa kwantempo no so. We odi wo sign akosan obi. Odi wo carelessness akokreti yade epra adamudie e de ama obi tenebe bi the traffic mu. And indeed I can imagine because me ba adwuma wi awe no mask me ba adwuma wi awe no na sa stretch no so traffic was so pa there was heavy traffic was sunny interchange na traffic ni shase enti say sa na tie dia I can well imagine the number of cars are affected in this matter tie besre say americano baby awo kodanya de adwane agya wo obekwa koto ho enti yenya botre we kura so de krom na krom de utumri kasen ade ba ko so ye maintenance wonim pass na brake pad awe wonim say brake pad na awe wonim say the friction between the brake disc and the brake pad ne nye brake disc no so aye tro wonim pa enso also experience enti odi ananti be ye 1 month hwinsi ye enti no experience
and no denam because media me ba et is adia me bo break ni fie chiri me ye ene ade no otwi famu a break part 400 Ghana 500 Ghana beto e dey save one kasa life e dey save others onye be also kawo na bia okọ maintenance asem chire na ni buafu saa kai yususu anu na discover wo first cabra de nko siesie ka so a na akoda ne buachi bidin ye besre ahweyie e wo ya kwantempon so ahweyie e wo sti achi e na yesre Ghana a driver for insuo na fiase etoto enti no e wo so hu se baabi aportos wo ne ebeyi ni tipa be fefe ne sinde a kire yen e na ne ekwan no so da so no nso no se otaya rea na wo break nso nya dia ene na okotumiri kan so de ka ho dia na ne ka hunu se asebisi na wo se wo apply brakes na ebeto sin beto sin won se isuo to na nkoda yedi agro e wo cement so a baabi e ho atro no ne ya to ye ho sa sin sa na beto watia break so pa manasi enso se wo kwani nti e be srepa maintenance ena afin so see be careful behind the steer and reduce your speed na speed kills EpaHoaDaben dwumadi nie within the Bismark Brown
EpaHoaDaben
Maminko Facebook Live now o messages ahodo awodi aba na minkin kan be Lord Nete are joining live on Facebook. Lord Nete said, he who alleges must prove, as we say in our local parlance. Well, it's actually a legal a phrase I tie kapa. Frank J.K. Langman in joining in an area or see you can't peddle falsehood against our beloved country and go scot-free. In team must be arrested. Godwin Nutri or say Odifri Golf City in Tema and Odiaba or say Bibi, good afternoon. Bibi, I don't know why Ghanaian youth keep defending politicians who amass wealth for themselves and their generations, yet most of the youth are unemployed and poor. Anyone who is found to have misappropriated public funds must be made to account for it. Greetings to Mrs. Victoria Amefaji Yawado, DCE Emma North Tong District Assembly. Comensa Pillar 2 Edeni Diaba from Domkwabenya constituency. Comensa say JDM Ghanaians are waiting for your promises, especially cocoa price increment. And cocoa price asemi Cote d'Ivoire for to mu die nimu na ye den Cote d'Ivoire for to mu die nimu da be na cocoa board mo to mu die mu ama Ghana kuafo no ana baby ye de see any influence wa because the last time the Minister of Agri call appointments committee anymore no okaso no krade onya empank yem pagya mundu be 6,000 but say the economy ni tie nti yenye ho abotre kakra. But the farmers have started talking. Emra muti se Cote d'Ivoire for increase one more purchase price of cocoa. The danger ne say yenso ya nye motivation bi wa ha ma yekua for na. One when year na the motivation would be to smuggle to a nearby Cote d'Ivoire because of a good price. So Dr. Randiambe, Miami Senior, Ewiami Chiao, I know say you're on top of your game. You are monitoring the market and obeying your way to save the cocoa sector. Na Seth Antobam, aka Breastfeeding, say I'm watching you, bro. Thanks for the good work you're doing. Still, Mahama Debi. No any nedie or de aba. Also, obetimi edo messages about live on Facebook. Na majibre akenkan ni nada edi amount. Charles Nyame Asamanke so say in JM we trust. Ghana is on track. No any nedie or de aba. Also messages no fabra. In somewhere a group no so ye di hun komo na wie. Ibedi hun komo na yebusa ho nsem ene okada regularization undi 25 years according to the proposed regulation enya dia obetimi enya license to ride okada ewo oman ni mu. And the Okada community say ade we diomuji tumu a enye ye, even though they support regularization. One of the things womo stress on sa ban be say training ni mo be hia chen say ye be kape age no. But what kind of a regularized Okada system na opeso hunu? Opeso hunu is saying Okada system ni say regularizing no emu no wadwini mu no ankanya adwuma saying yema wo formal associations yema wo stations and your cooperatives GPRTO proto ani ade ade yenye ne saa ana enye centralized yen regulate wo saying yenye wo kwan ma wo ana yenye wo traffic light nkwan ma wo ana entade bi wo ho ayema wo nhye particularly ede ne ebe ya ebo passengers no so ho ban yes countries bi wo ho akwa yama cars affix devices bi a eboama se car bo motor ni nkwanko hye car na se. And in some countries somewhere yes ebe regularize okada na aha no yenye ne saying to protect life and property eno asemo da pono so dia sanso ahwe galamsey ntokwa no say ye rotating regional commanders na yes and repatriate China for no eno na beboa me atimi ako galamsey ni yi ana. Now why is President Mahama not revoking LI 2462 and only seeking to amend portions of ASI Emrano? Emra wo share bosse won wo ba obeyi e de afiri ho kra. Reverend team for John Enya ntie se national security for akodifie me di video ni bi a kyerɛw ye bedi nkomo ya kwachiri pa na ewura no mo nim ho asɛm no ye busa wo na ye ne wo akasa afa ɛho na before arrest beba no na ode ato Twitter so say he is calling for a commission of inquiry into this very matter na ɛho na osusu se obetimi abonu nkuro na wakyerɛ ne nsɛm eyie pa. Bra Facebook live na yendi ensem nyina eho enkomo ya mask me mo ha mo akwaba we mamema o update bi mampani John Dramani Mahama ateki decision bi a akote mixed reactions. President Mahama had a green letter bi ababontene dated 2nd April, indeed 2nd April na ochro saade no ene edi ho nkomo. Suspension of the grant of contract appointments. Na we know mampania small can say the grant of post-retirement contract appointments to retired public service staff has been suspended with immediate effect. Consequently, all requests for such appointments will no longer be considered. Kindly take note of this directive and ensure strict compliance. We are signed by Callistus Mahama, PhD, Secretary to Ghana, Mampeni.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Eyasempa, eyasemde, eyasemu a nipa dodo na susu se ne kwan so a no. Na mampani awie maminchiao me share den chiao awie me gidi se ohun ye de Ghana for se yenkai wo se oda yakoma so oni ye mampani yakandini enene medieval times no tetete mire ni mu na enye tetete 1960 ni 50s asemo be ka tete pa na ahemfo ne di aman so a ankasa Ghana ye kokko a ni obetena ponko so adi anim His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now such people ya bompa tai omochida womo ahofama womo determination ena edi kire oman no ni yedie ti ni odi wanimu no se enkoyie ma na enkoyie ma mo ni nsusu ye na wode ba no emmoa mu nyina oni apomuden a eka mu nyina oni adwenimuti a eka obia ti mampani wenti na yekoye kotodwadi mu a ye bompaya ni akai woni abobidi ama woni wapamfo yesere obade nyankropon won kan ho no mo ho ban omma wapomuden ankasa ene omo susu na wo mo bompaye na ne obi ho no mo na wish pa ne se na nkama mpani ayare eboa ye bompaye ye na si fom dendende onyare china the vice president onwu oyare but nyame de nsabe kano. We need our leaders intact. We need our leaders well. We need them to be functioning at their best optimum level. Because ejuma eda ho ma o man na nya ejuma ketwa. Ti se wuntimi mfa wa ho odem moa. Wuntimi mfa wa talent moa. The least you can do is to wish them well and pray. The least. Ni wo mu kuma akra wuntimi nye. Don't wish the government bad. Reserve player mentality. Akwene mumbu pa na yema menkubi. Akwene mumbu na nka ben kobo. Kai skills are me Reserve player mentality. Onye team player. Oti bench no winchiu. Oti bench no de ne team form den din. Unya boa na ne yemo na ka na wo form. Wo so what one more say wo kobo ha na nka na mu abu. There be yemfa santena memu. Ti e bom pa ye mama mpanini na pamfo. Nyame ema wo mo adwenimutie. On adwenimutie na hu hia clarity of mind to do the work. Omo wa kukuduro. Na ne hia no owosa wo ye ma oman. Enye ne party fo ye hu dede nko na wo so tie. Ne ye ma Ghana fo no oma mpani nyankopɔ ma wa hoden a ne ye ma Ghana ubetimi aye in the face of stiff opposition from your party. Sa akukuduro ni bi ne esrama wo. Akukuduro a wutimi di gina ewiase amansan nyina animu. Ekire wo bobre kire wo man bobre kire wadwene di yedie beba. Eno ne esre de ma wo. Mampani ye bompa ye ni wie ne yeti ani ani aka. The reality confronting our nation. Na eno de bebre ugusu ye mpaye ne se ubetimi aye emu dodo na 4 years no eso abanfo aso de amagana efe ampani mebo abaso se wode sa decision aba bontene but asem no mienu Yenyina yeni momai mu se retirement age is 60. And I am retirement age within the public and civil service is 60 years. Omo mining sector near 55 years. Now the practice in Ghana has been say enkofo do 60 na. Ye enkofo bi wo a omo do 60 na, wo mo call retirement. Aban sama wo mo appointment ema wo mo toa so. We've seen some IGPs yama womo contract extension. We've seen Auditor Generals in time past extending womo mandate. We've seen board chairpersons in time past yama womo extensions. MDs ni ade. Mampani John Mahama esusu se sa de na mmoa. With this 60 now call retirement akọ. Yemo be full so the chance. So no so betimi akire ne owo fresh ideas. Na asem we ba no eye bebre de because over 700,000 public and civil servants are no. Afibia about 1,000 of them call retirement, which leaves still a whopping number. Obu nyina so ewo mo qualifications, omo experiences. Adentina yemma womo ka chire no the opportunity to also take a step up, could take another responsibility. Ni odi sister okoye no won so kosoro na koye na obi so mehye ho nti asedame no upiepie chire saa upiepie chire ewiase no be so ko animu a wo ko anim no awoso aha nti ne papa mu aneye amampani ade ba ko nso wo mu ni se wo Ghana sa 60 years retirement no nipa ne bebere wo ho medi 60 no na ahode wo ho pa still metima ya adwuma wo nipa ne bi wo ho a omo a wo manti wo mu age so no wo mo de omo correct ages na kwa adwuma mu no obi wo ho bedi 60 no health wise or you fit or you're competent, he is probably even an expert in his field, or you're very instrumental to institution and a department now or no. Sometimes almost skill no you're rare. In such circumstances, are we saying says a nipa no eda so wo bribia ye hia betimi aboa we di 69 no onko retirement na ye lose saade na. Can we find a way around such situation, because we have lost a good number of nkofo anka 5 years bi eda wo mo animu dia nkometimi dia asan aboa amane ma kwa animu ebi ana position na okura ne ebedi hu nkomo a se eye succession ni ehwawo no se bia na omo Canada da be na omo so be ko omo animu a we can work around how the retirees, some of them are here omo pa no, can still stay on and still have people promoted to take their jobs. Because in SOTA near not in reaction to what the president has put out. I mean, clearly, no. As much as so this is the Abekono, we had a convention that gave the president a certain power. Or no one can say Timika says, stay on because I still need you. This president says, on the executive power, no one fine yes, sir. Also, wakwa ko near mo bifu fronso emra mesheho. Binsu suyemuno, enya bad. But you hear the other side and so. You hear the other side. Are all retirees so weak, frail, and expended to the extent to say, ye nya hwim free wo mu biemu ana. How can we make use, very good use and strategic use of civil and public servants akọ retirement omo ahoden kakra ne nimdie ne experience ne special skills bi a ombetimi san de abo? How can we make good use of them? Timisusu say as much as say o kasa wo nye no wo twam no, consider how you can still tap into sa resource no, because some of them are still relevant. Ebinumu wo ho they can still be useful to our minor. Let's find a way around and see how we can still use them. Na entimimboa. Na mampani ye kan. Ewi mi pese mi busa wo. Galamse asemi ya.
EpaHoaDaben.
Me fa we ntwere ho na me nkọ galamse asem no so.
EpaHoaDaben.
Enewie be pe ageji His Excellency President Mohammed's galamse promises against actions ahodo a wateki since assuming office as President of the Republic. Me de beto ho de nyina ye di hu nkomo na ebusa e ho se, are we on course? Are we on track? sa vim no vigor no spirit na opposition yɛde ka galamsey ho asɛm yɛde twe ɔman ne mpanimfo adwene baa so sɛ wɔn mo yɛ hwɛhan ama wɔn na gigya saa ahofama no saa spirit no saa energy no are we still seeing it now in government and swati Mibusasa because of specific statements both then flag bearer John Dramani Mahama, now president, any key functionaries of the NDC, ekaye some few months ago about the Galamsey fight, and to be specific, some key aspects of the Galamsey fight. Medetun sene ni nyina yebua ho na yedi hu nkomo ne abobo ho because Galamsey asem no yenye hwehan e ma ne nten koda ye yesa ne edigan na hwemo ye yesa nso ana ya anye fair to wono mu a wo manya kwan ni bie ahwe wo man so pen because the same responsibility na man so kura na ewiase no se open here o kan yie on kan chia on kan say on kan bu abem open here o kan yie enunti ye behani akan yie na mabusa se are we really serious about dealing with this canker called illegal mining ana yani abrepa ana se kasa as usual and politics as usual because you see politics thrives around topics and themes issues issues na ACC no and ye politics if you are self na nyina ti Galamsey esane se Galamsey ade ha o man na wo man no di tumi ama mampani di ni tumi ama na pamfo na trickle down nti no bibi ti se Galamsey asɛm a wo se o man di hu nkomo na ye o man no asɛde enye ankorankore. Yes, you can call on individuals to be responsible and do their bit, but the key responsibility no at the state actors eso and until you nyumako departments ahodo na yama wo mandate are setting up such offices with emra backing them. Tiebuso se susuampa ye ni abre pa se Galamsey yepesi etu ase illegal mine yepesi etu ase and I mean woka say there are forests in Ghana untimi nkomu we forestry commission ni we EPA ni we minerals commission ni police soldier untimi nko because rebels and they control such forests ni bi wo ho a okwa obe cross by 4 barriers mounted by illegal miners, rebels are womakofo mo free Niger, omakofo mo free Burkina Faso, any Mali, edi omo ababegu nwura ni mu se omo mo ho ban, ama wo mu tuo already omo baby omo free ni nyina ntokwankwa. Ebinim ye terrorists. Yakofa wo mu illegal miners yakofa wo mu de omo abegu forest ni mu. Ena omo bo wo ho ban kurakura tuo na no forestry commission ni baako omo twitwa ne kade nti asem na ye ka no e free ye sensu ase forest kekeu say rebels abem enchebo se obekan utie news say rebel held area, rebel controlled village, the rebel controlled community. And check That is how reporters would be describing certain communities and villages and forests in this country. Meanwhile, we are not at war. Civil war BNC. And so, call minor Fembino. Now there are places that the state cannot even go there. Timampeni, a time bomb so near Tino, Nadia na take care, my baby, I take care, Dunu. And check. I bet take it, now talk it, now jiboom. And we have me busese. Mampeni, what happened to ensembia wokaye emra na woye campaign? Obaye, 11 way free, you repealed it. What chamtin time? What the video cry by some reya way ye free honina na ye trawa was inside, yabo abaso, what do you wash so? Okaye, o say, what do you say, yo? Oka obey, Oka obey. Oka obey, JMA, Mahama, JMA, Oka obey. Alo J Nakai. Nakai no. Wasi ode 60 ministers nebeye adwuma. Oka obey, why yo? Obeforme o cabinet, fetch me in record time. Why ye? Wecha. Te say, oboshe bebre a woye no during the campaign. Dodo na ni ode call 120 days ni muni die. Why ye dodo na? Na galam say die no, ampani e bia bu akamu o. Galam say die ne bia bu akam. And when you bisa say, what has happened? Now, I'm quoting His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama on the repeal of LI 2462. Sa LI way, MPP are buying and they buy. Woman no mutintim gu krata so de call parliament ma parliament G2 LI way no essentially Emma kwan say ye tibi kotu fam agudie ye ma wo bi license say won kɔ forest reserve na won kotu fam agudie me ne wo kasai Kakum National Park under abanda da no ye de ma wo bi se won kotu fam agudie wo ho Kakum National Park, a biodiversity enclave like that, because LIR Emma unfettered access to even forest reserves. So, Emma civil society for fast as we buy no. The NDC saw wisdom in a somewhat civil society for a kofabae. Say LI we no a bow mine chrono, a dear mining. A beer or minor forest reserves apono etoho obia timi bawuram sa LI we wo ho a etiwa forest in a matter of some few years any ho biem because LI we ma kwan say etiwa forest etimi bawuram Kakum National Park ebetimi bawuram and fa ho say a heritage site. Into 1 year, a same man so slave a river ne wa and confortia gate fee America echo connected with the ancestors. Say ye who say gold wo ho your mind say a heritage site in Pono. Your bema will be concessions won't go to from Agudi under this LI. So in the nyansa of civil society for NDC phones hunu ye no kasa ne say sa LI legislative instrument 2462 no aban twamu yifiri hɔ koraa na sɛ mo nyina mo bɛkae a October thereabout na galamsey na no ayɛ den ɛwɔ campaign ni mu NDC fo kwamu den civil society fo kwamu den media fo so kan den ye gina ye kan bi galamsey anya asɛm wɔ se ye de kyɛ wɔ se ye kan sɛ ne wɔ se ye kan no cause it can be see say ye ankase ye very foundation revoke it, repeal it, revoke it, repeal it. October thereabout, and a buying a year and agony, a bind that no. Or who said any more at Diniama will be lose election. Li way, I was so a year be my man for who said, or no so epedy ye. And your air. Omu to two and among at the Nkrata Kogu Parliament say, Omu initiate processes to revoke Li no. It never happened. And you're to a now, Emra organized labor ne allied groups at the pressure to a bino sono. Listen to what His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama said about this LI 2462. Where yentanyo biao yentu yeninsi obiaso se oye NDC ni na utiemia ema obumfu eni matem busa ho se enti yebedi NDC ni MPP politics yebedi anu amen ni akonom poison ana yebepese ye de ahoden yen data brofo yeti yano a eya yebepese ye de no be defend yen parties na yen forest reserves asai na dachi yepe asase adoso afu adidi a yenya. Look at the bigger picture. Ninding Komo way objectively. President Mahama said, and I quote, this was said on one of his campaign tours. I said, with the pressure from organized labor, government has agreed to repeal the legislative instrument and replace it. This was somewhere in October, November. Emra pressure na no ye den abanda da no. Eye se ne LA min tumi kan kona min ko hesimeti me yif de e de free wa. Sa no mo so ye krokro de John. Omo de bo stay as if into we are convinced by it na also omo be ye free ntimi nto aba ma omo anom de you. Because there is no commitment to repeal this law by both parties. No kwe wo ho no. MPP ni NDC galamsey we no menye sure so my ready pass on bitu ase because ne ekoso no eye emfiaho kasa yen kambribi manfo mfele say ye bribi because this is President Mahama. With the pressure from organized labor, government has agreed to repeal the legislative instrument and replace it. And so I hope it will be done before we come into office. If it is done, then that is it. If not, when we come, we will repeal the LI so that we can stop mining in forest reserves. 37 forest reserves have already been depleted. Unquote. John Dramani Mahama. Satam Okan we know a candidate about 3 months ago. Maybe 4 or 5 months ago. And oye mampenin, onye candidate. 2 minutes in a kurano. A diana or yedi 2 minutes man no, sasamia wakan ye wadiaye. Ghana for the report is that instead say or share boss obe repeal mran obe yimran free wakurano. And I mean no say anamoa President John Dramani Mahama etuo efa LI hu ene se obe amende emra no na che se emra no in its entirety de wo ho na mom emra no portions bi wo ho a o sakra ni ene se or amend the aspect of Embrana Emma president to me say Obemaya core forest reserve akwako to efemo gudie. But say what ye o claim brani year o amend this idea na ensi kwan si obi nko forest reserve mu. Enti o amend a on cure problem no ade na person si ano kwan won si ano kwan. There are so many other sections of the mra a man kwan man ko forest reserve and biodiversity enclaves. Nanu ya vetting we power ministers. Minister of Environment, the Honorable Mutala Muhammad, my senior brother, I greet you. On this same LI, I say Mahama will fulfill promise to repeal LI 2462 within 120 days. $120 days no soon yet. But within the 120 days, the action government has taken over the LI is to rather amend and not repeal. Meanwhile, Minister of Environment, Abeshaya Bo, match ye ya. Say, Mampanin Jo Mahama, Edine, Neboshebe ye Juma, obe repealing LI no. And then we are only amending and not repealing. On 23rd October, near Wednesday, 2024, NDC MPs introduced private members' bill to repeal LI 2462, granting mining in forest reserves. NDC MPs na omutu sana moi. We are 2024. Omu opposition, NDC opposition no krano. Omu mra shebedwafo beye 9 eka bomu. Se omu tua na mong na omu ashe process ase a repeal eye LI no. It didn't see the light of day. Yokoto aba, the 8th parliament eventually had to go. Say, womu ni opposition, womu nya minority, womu ya majority. And then, instead of repeal na nanka womu even in opposition, anka womu ye wo mrashe beje no, and then the government is rather amending and not repealing. And it begs the question, where is the principle? Where is the principle? Commitment in the way. How are we protecting and preserving our forest reserves? Inti yen forbearers ehye mra basa biti sese yanka yen forest nanka beba betu bi mpo ana. Kwame Nkrumah mo ehye mra basa anka ye beba betu forest reserves anka Kakum National Park anka beba betu. Anka Tiwa forest ye beba betu ana. Na bambia kwahye mra bone MPP abaya kwahye mra bone. Ye nyina ye jutum say ye mra bone. Mo ama be kasa say ye mra bone. Na mo ba bo be yi mra ne de free wo. Mo ba ya mo ye bibi fufuro. Ti ebusa say galamse ntokwa no eye nibre na mo de ya na say eye enada na mo de ye. Legitimate question ma bumfu. Obufu kura maka mabusa. Timinya mo he. Ana wensu echi wo ho. Wensu echi wo ho ana say de ya na. Yesi wa kase mi ni ebecho. Ana wensu echi. We de say enchi. No, agro nyina nto nchen. Agro nyina nkoda nchen. Enti se foreigners bi na omo ka omo hu bo mu no omo be gi kuro bi wo Ghana ha bo so. E na womo say ya gi village we ye to gold na till see e be wie ni akọ. Yakọ nkofo abebo e ho ban. Enti sei na nka ye be kuna na mi busa. Ana we ye ankase ye ka hu bi nti na ye de won. ye pra ye ho no nti yentimi ntia ye ankasa ye ho. Mampani 4 years Ghanaians will judge you by and someone will kan ye ne ne wo ye yo. Minim say by now obi ka aban ba ye nche 3 months ni aban ba ye 3 months ni aban make major decisions. So wo ye adwuma. Na wo ye adwuma dia memu yesu yenyi adwuma. Maka kire mo de da say say excuse aban ba ye nche aban munyai kan ema politicians ye lazy. Ema mutimu yo mo de. So ta say problem a Ghana wo mu no. Enya aban ba ye nche yo. President no ono before obetena konwa no so kra no ahye adwuma ase. No ati ora. Ye adwuma dindin ye nyina ye ni giye. Timunyai aban ba ye nche enso wa repeal e-levy. Aban ba ye nche wa yi betting tax free ho. Aban ba ye nche wa ye den ye kan say wa ye reforms bebre. Na ela we di ade na wontimi nyin free ho. Aban ba ye nche can't be an excuse. And we need to deal with these matters. Now listen to President Mahama in his recent State of the Nation address. Tiemiye pa. Mebe kain achiraw. Mr. Speaker, illegal mining, commonly known as galamsey, has inflicted tremendous harm on our forests, leading to significant land degradation and the pollution of vital water resources. This reckless activity threatens Ghana's environment and public health. This is our president speaking, John Dramani Mahama. Your Excellency, we are Michao. Ono kasei. Sona na ye kona no ya 2025 Sona and any State of the Nation address. Asma no kani. I said this reckless activity threatens Ghana's environment and public health. Presently, 44 of the country's 288 forest reserves have been impacted. Ghana, there were 288 forest reserves. Now, no man penny castle, so you move 44. Galamsey aseno. Sasa muwe obekana minister na ba beka akire yende da. Tina man penny abaso bo ne magya paye. No obosu biem. Na metwaso say presently 44 of the country's 288 forest reserves have been impacted, an area that is alarmingly equivalent to approximately 7,504 football pitches. Sa 44 forest reserves na galamsey aseno no. Okani nyina sisi ani a mampani say etese Accra Sports Stadium, football field, Accra Sports Stadium, Mako 7,504. What's it? Enough from. Hey! Nia galamsey ya Ghana no. Na, tie President Mahama, also, after painting the picture to us, or say, the pollution levels in major rivers within southwestern basin are critically high, with turbidity levels far exceeding permissible limits. Na hane here me kasiye pa. So, yan 44 forest there caught. Wakambo mu about 7,504 football fields. Inflicted tremendous harm on our forests. Yensuwa turbidity levels, poison ayanum. Net kwan ben na befa so etususa. Yentie mampeni. Or say, to combat this urgent crisis, mampeni underscores sa situation ya galamsey di room as an urgent crisis. We are implementing a proactive approach that includes robust, and underline this, impartial law enforcement. Impartial law enforcement. meaningful stakeholder engagement, and the creation of alternative livelihood programs. Sa creation of alternative livelihood programs no me wo ahotoso se President Mahama would do. Ekwan a yebeboa ma illegal miners ni benya dwuma fofraye na wo mo feel say galamsey nkwan ni adwuma mbetimi aye alternatives a ebeboa wo mo no mo sa koma no o this manifesto no mu a omo a number of programs sa ebe create alternative livelihoods dey am for, and I have firm belief that ebeba so, and they are good strategies ti ye hwe animu se obeye no. The other strategy is a meaningful stakeholder engagement. Se utie the honorable Amakofi Bua so far, why a press conferences ba kumienu miensa bi. One small scale miners no my informal meetings bi. He talks about broadening aya incommodie no by engaging more stakeholders. Enimanimu ane ye hwe animu sesa engagements ne be hyase. Enra me ne engineer Kena Shigbe kasa o kase ye ba be ye fora bi e wo manimu a ye beto ato adwene enti eno so nam kwan so. But this is my pain. Beduha. The first strategy of President Mahama to deal with Galamsey situation no there e dey o man na kohye mu no eye impartial law enforcement. Ampani ne ba ne say na ne de wo say China for be ye Galamsey a ye repatriate omo keke no nkom krom na Ghana for the inform family ni mu ne inform ko gina court ne inform ko afiase. O first strategy impartial law enforcement. Obia obeye Galamsey abeche no, regardless of whose ox is God, regardless of nipa kura wo ye na de ban ba bi o free sika wo mobeye impartial. By the name and penny, the Interior Minister has announced, say ne one of his strategies for the Baba fight Galamsey, and see a China for ya magana mrani omuni. Yebe ma ko back to omumemu. But that is contradictory to your own strategy as outlined in your State of the Nation address. Say, will be used to impartial law enforcement. Say, beya, ubiya beya small, because a Ghana mrane kasa. This is not consistent. Ni minister ne ye no. So far, yente se cabinet se on so President Ma Botin beka se on support it. For now, it is government's position. Sir, in fighting Galamsey, one of our strategies is to repatriate China for. But in your catcher or mine also State of the Nation address, one kasa a che Galamsey for a bit more why the Ghana Mrabedu, a bit more why a bebo makwama none. You don't back to Mukrum. Impartial law enforcement. In any case, were we not told that Aisha Wang will be brought back into the country in the event of an NDC government if, say, MPP4 Anko Chena Mbabaka? Fortunately, midway MPP time, on one for featuring on Saba and your children, they didn't come anymore. In Tankayan Chenanka by now, yes, but to say, NDC for the fana back abe face Ghana mra na then at the same NDC for kase womo dia China for me repatriate womo mampani, are we serious or we are joking?
EpaHoaDaben.
Esremo mamu mienfa Ghana future ni agro. 4 years na mampani wo. You have, in fact, you are enjoying massive goodwill. Ben massa ansemu ni pussyfooting we no mama me say sa goodwill ya will enjoy. You started right. You started well. Most of decisions are what take you so far nyina kofo abo abaso. Mampeni say if it is lost on you by now because of the passage of time, Wakai, Galamsey is one of the reasons NPP became unpopular. Galamsey, Emma MPP for who be he, especially the last quarter of 2024. Oh, 4 years. Oh, who be here? And nam enye mebi say so. Mo ho nya Ghana fo akono bi mu a ebegina ne maka ene ne mo yeso. Dr. Baumia problem kase a wonya wo Ghana ha Ghana politics mu. Eye nsem polo nsem akase a wokeka ye during the 2016 campaign. Ene ne ebehunu wa ban mu a ene ne mbabura. Mu NDC for mo ka se wo yotrofo mo friend bawo liar. Timampeni won reset dia no aba. We don't expect to say wo so be repeal LI na wo ba no aba be amendment. Ene na atade na de share ba ko no wan ye be pam ye hye wo so the impartial law enforcement na be fight Galamsey na ene wa ban se wo be repatriate China for ye chi mo Galamsey mu a. Meanwhile, na mo ni da so sanka mo baaya anka mo kwa kofa Aisha ho na ye repatriate ne de na ba no abefesi Ghana mra. Ampani wano kasa o na nipa de be judge wo ne waka ene anamu a watuo. Eno nso akoba ne sa ne be ka ne se mo ala mo jejereje. Look, let nobody be under the impression say the NDC government must be pampered. Yes sir. Yankasa Ghana for who will live to suffer. We must demand high standard performance from every politician, and that is the only way we can get the best out of them. Build the Ghana we want. Finally, Mampeni, me call. The boy Abasu said, and I same way, I be found coach now. Tariffs, no. As some president can we are not paying no. Me found coach now. Me found coach now. Me the best coach now. Because my penny kasa about Donald Trump tariffs here were increasing. Czech Republic ban penny Ghana. Na Czech Republic ban penny buy no. The president took the opportunity to talk about 10% tariffs now. Donald Trump has slapped on Ghana. Other countries will be at the 10%. Mampenia kasa fine pao. Now so tia asem no kwa chire a ekọ nanimu a mampeni ochina mebusa wasem.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Baby, when you say first na ye binumu ye shut down pe politics. Ye say politics for no manyo made entiamunye. But na mumu binumu so nti enyina ye ni agi say ye beboa ma oman na akoso. Na ebo 1 o'clock pe na wa ye lawyer ma oman na lawyer for enyina pon akofia koda. Nyamishra
98.9 FM EpaHoaDaben dwumadie enie mame nkoto ade mbra na mekoba Okada for ewo menchen wo studio ha medically issues no e de ato e de da fe no adwene ya regulations bi beba eba be regularize Okada ndisi aban bohye ba ko a ohye ya wodi so ne bi no sa bohye we si wodi so ekwan bia so obedi so no obedi so nso because ye hwe ma woni so obedi so so tasye e wo say ye fiase ma ya manwofo no edi wo mo bohye so and we without any compulsion kra no mampani na nkasa efiase etu ho anamo asa kra ye ba be kasa ho nti e good and we need to commend the president so ye ne sa na regulations na abetodwa so far no e de nkobo oba age limit of 25 years and sana wetimi etwi Okada o Ghana Okada for mujitum. Now, what are the other reforms are eba any regulations eba? Yebeko na yado mosuko na wo ma kire say aban se so far ne ode gu krata so nie na omuhunu ni sen. Yebedi nkomo, yebebo nkomo, EpaHoaDaben dwumadie enie.
EpaHoaDaben. EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Everywhere you go, big goal for the friends and the family. Big goal, big refreshing moment. Big goal for the kids and the adults. Big goal, boys and girls with a drink up. Big goal, everywhere the party day. Big goal, we go mash up the place with the big goal. Greatest in every battle. Big goal, big goal, big goal, big goal, big goal, big goal, big goal. Greatest in every battle. Big O, big refreshing moments.
Big drink, big refreshing moment. Another quality product from Trillium Industries. This advert is FDA approved.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say, think funding before projects.
Oh, Charlie, me wanna mean na ya me ya. My person my person. Say me be enko ye. Oh,
And yes, so Yom Herbal Lotion share. Deals Generations Enterprise in Ediaba.
and tie ne wo mu a. E ma ne bu adwuma pa.
What you have by one with Dimbra? E kuni pedium yaw crack na ye drink. Say entu nam yaw. Any apostle yare biase. What the andi say obeshi kakre gu nsem. Na wodi achichi wo na mani. Any apostle baby a eya we ya. Na mo no mo wa. Wo ba jo. Amo yaw na ko. Na wo aju say fom. Did I they want to want some cry?
Wow, we just send it some.
Enye ni jesem keke o. Esesa brabo nso ma wasiti no ko yie. Abra wo bo wo de ru atra foforo.
Na menya bi ato wo he.
Se wo pedudu etu. Ana wo pese wo tu biton. Ana wo pe contract sale dia. Ene frɛ 024-473-0295 ana 030-295-4146. Afei so wo benya bi ato e wo pharmacies ne herbal shops mu. Yom Herbal Lotion. Life is possible. Edro yi nyam ma pemfo. FDA agye gadi krato yi ato. EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Welcome back. EpaHoaDaben Jumedie Enie. Check with your time. 3 minutes gone after the hour 4. Na meka okada ensemo echrewo. With me in the studio, the National PRO, Emma Commercial National Okada Union Ghana. Akpanaba Solomon Ajenedja. Chief, memwahamo akwaba.
Ja openi.
Na boko die.
Pacho nyame na do na mo so se.
Oba de adom ye ho ye papa. Na chema ho ye de.
Oh, mo ho ye.
Omo ho ye de nyame ase. Say yes, regularization no kakra mo ben ho anesa. Senior na no mo call Rwanda. Ekohwe senior omo system no etie wo ho. Mo baye subsequently ya hunu se anamontu akoso a ene aban no eden hyehyeye no eba. So far engagement in it is saying nkomo ben na aban ni mu define hyehyeye omode ba no.
Yo me dase. Menchia ohwefo na otiefo nyina.
Obi ajo so.
Nchia motor riders omo man mo ba bia. Tema central form catch so ho na me free tema central form nchia mo. Yawo ye nua ba bi wo no ni dindi said na matanawi. Say ni di ka the shortlisted persons are Mampani be you Mubakun as MC for Tema.
Okay.
Ye bumper send is and can wabrepa.
What's your friend saying?
Sedina Matanawi.
Sedina Matanawi. Okay.
Ni papa na papa I think a barrister also.
Okay.
No a lawyer penny pa our Tema come to 12.
Okay.
Ni omukan almost fair Monday we are. Na ekwashia omo shippers authority.
Okay.
Omo conference room honum na omo the training say among other things. Omo say users of Okada and tricycles must adhere to the following.
Okay.
Must be at least 25 years old. Must possess a valid national ID. Must have a commercial rider's license issued by DVLA.
Okay.
Must pass a proficiency test, including oral, theory, and eye exams.
Okay.
Must undergo training and be assigned a unique yellow license plate. Must wear a certified protective helmet with a unique number.
Okay.
Must provide a helmet for passengers. Must obey all traffic laws and speed regulations.
Okay. Until when almost see we need a day.
A new shishaya.
Okay.
A beboa ama nima beko yi o ka kwan so jojo ne ho keka ho beye djuma nti nka ye de
na yo ma hihye no mugitum
oho na asem no wo
bomimu
ye gi almost ni nyina atum.
Okay.
Ye boni aye emra
nko de hen na mugitum.
Apart from first one almost say 25 years ye gi ni nyina atum. Yende de bia ye koso kase ade a ye gitum se ehia a betimi abre accident ase training she kan ho training nipa no training na se still obey sam from so na we mo ama training mo riding onya accident no from me bomb mane a no asan kan say oh accept ni oye ya ansa na accident ne sie no kai se me ka kire no was here am say man ka say yes was here I remember you told me say me ya dey we are accident besi ebia na nsuo to na ko speed me ka je nsuo to na ko speed forget to brakes mono say den ye betimi ato good enti omo say o 25 years they will not allow you NSC adabraka anka ne papa mono ye no mo betimi ayadwe enya aseme ma bro 25 me manyonko no mo bebre ye regional national executives almost all of them omo nyina over 30 but ye dwe mofrana last year ye choboy no omo jeso
okay
sami fi beka say ochina ye here 500 riders yes we can provide 1000
okay
for demonstration.
Okay, demonstration.
Yes you kwa campaign you be 100 riders you can provide 500
and so mo kwa demonstrations say no a
omo be kire na nka wan abeko so be kire so asem whereby muhunu saying
okay
ebiam fa 11 year example yes so we enti ase enti de tie ba bi no mo so ke ye hia tie hia no mo kire so sanso wo so wa wo sika da o bank account mo de ba o phone so e be tew wo de send ni asatew na se ne enya de pa ye mfoa so ye be hia se mo be ba beta e chi demonstration what you say
enti mo join because mo ti asem na se say yanko
and na say we kan fa ho but obe chiri mama ya ti ase na for ade na enye enti e be ko bi what you say number 2
asa mabunu no na mo dwene yo mo ho
yeah exactly number 2 nipa no ye say wo 18 years utimi to aba nti na adwe mu ndo a campaign mu no na ye wa asem bia na edi mu pa ye say ba ko ye second hand ba ko ye tie rubber mu no twan nti wan kasa no between second hand and tie rubber dey he na ope na nipa na onya 18 years no what I say no second hand no experience nti mu no twan no dey na chese what say fresh worker bia wa free school aba unni experience sebi obi o carpenter 30 years no obi o see last month ya na mpasse ye so obi abeka say 30 years ni no obefa nti nipa no what that sebi adwen no a o di choose second hand over tier rubber okohu traffic light na say ya training or classroom then I just almost ade so red ese me nya about 2 minutes 3 minutes na ebebo me say medi mika ko it is about the training. And if it is the age 18 years wadwe or ni adwen anka dada no say Fred Casey NDC ba o betwa Fred Casey nkokoto ma mo but he said no, I don't know them to be like that. I will vote for you.
Yes, na adwen ni mu do.
Yes,
onim ne wo ye
good. And emrane so who are 21 years you qualify to be an MP, a member of parliament, which means standing for a member of parliament position. Yeah, Anka said 25. A banesen and then the 25 at the show.
Now, Mubusa, okay, the toss.
And to maybe yes, I did the way, and Apa Wenyazo. Radio station TV say, Jimmy Sukwampo frame. Me can say,
but Mubusa, one more meeting, as I say, meeting us, and then a call Muntia Modi Akusi 25.
Meeting us, and Mama Yanti, say. But from Monday besin nenu it's like yenteshi and I didn't trend say is they ba new ye kasana say ba your members no be dia dancers omuti ye ni our radio so and TV so but ye kasana say ba na say omu friend no omu ma bibi me kan ya no tumu.
Yeah, but now you had the opportunity mu committing say omu so omu kwadwene ho abakra mpo na so say mu busa say edien ne mu nyina so a mo kapia de no 25 edien ne ko mu ebi a no ma observe say omo di between 18 and 23 no omo no mo tanya accident ne pa ebi a no omo ye biribi no mo di ehunu good bubusa omo sa denti na 25
oho no lady bika say stakeholders be bring na buy o ya buru almost 200 nipa na buy obi aso free baby of free buy
okada for nko
that be la Mrs. stakeholders be a lawyers from immigration from military from the Ghana police etc.
I see
and be instructors of drivers be whatever and sana GPRTU and sana omo say omo ye concerned about the road crash victims and be omo nyina buy public safety near there nyina buy. Intino, they were not interested in talking there because omodo mako ya omujumaba and I see that forum no is for yena yenimushi yesu yembe kire ya adwen. Theirs is to listen to our grievances and go and see what they can do about it. Nti anapa no say the migrant interview no so na minister Fred sector minister transport minister honorable Joseph Bukari ni pe ofre say na opeso hia nti mi Timoto Subana we are frame na makama adwene we are frame
meeting ba so no ni meeting
but answer na me do ministry wana je man kasa frame o mo pani frame ane
president an kasa
frame ane Solo,
a big man.
No, Jam wrong.
We a big man.
What's okay me? Me call mission number me fa. Me fa or say hello. Solo, how are you? Ana me say no Jam na kasano.
Whoa.
Na me so
you introduce no to you.
No. I say Solo, how are you? Me di kakra na me so Your Excellency, please I'm fine. No sere kakra.
Okay.
No see but then ekoso what say your problem. Na what is going on? What things be on from am.
Yeah.
I'm so Your Excellency sa emra na almost 25 years no. Ebe ye din. Say every neko 1,000 years to come. Ye mu bi be gina bonten aka say NDC nti choboi no be fear. They will feel like we betrayed them.
Okay.
Enti ye ka say 25 years na de adabraka no so eno kwa de eno to no frame no se eno kwa na ye problem me as a spokesperson no misanya opportunity a me mo mo say ono ma assurance say it will not be 25 years but it is now 25 years because that is a technical procedure wunya ye no 20 years or less than 25 years na obi de be court nipa ne be dibim inti esa o munjai no sa because eno na ye mother constitution we na ye lia o mode ko to mode ko na egitu we na okada no afede abaye legal na ye kuo no so abanye legal grounding ye ne akropon betimi de o mako parliament and that's a court say ye ninja who say I didn't 25 years ya presented. But even before we will take any step, no, they will still go back to parliament and ask for it to be reduced to 21 years.
Sana President Kachiro.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, this morning called me and told me this.
Or Kachiro will say 25 years na no problem and the how.
Yes.
Na mo de munyi ntumu ansa.
Yes.
Na echire no na mo ahwe se ne mo be ka no.
Mpachwan.
Na o gidie se mo gitum 25 a ebesesa.
O ma pani we die on tumi ntwantro. Obe twantro anya me a obe frɛ me phone so atwantro chima. Aside that, yes, share minister, some guys na your ministry. Yes, share minister, he repeated this. Ono kura no nim say His Excellency afrɛ me.
Okay.
No say yeah, how on saying na e kan ya na me kire no o okrampo de His Excellency frame me mantimi ankasa minister nenim no o me kasa me ka kire ne say 18 years so na e de to aba 18 years to 24 years for na emra we be kwa tie omo no you don't have no idea of their number omudo so papa omususu e na kwoto aba ma wo to buy ya okay nyonya 20 years and 18 years to 24 years. Dudu na wa yeremu. And now obeka chere na yere say last year me here chobo me call campaign a hodo me ko to aba me ka chere o say to aba ma John Mama no. And John Mama ba na say me qualify say me adwuma me ntina fie. Na ye no be besan say ne say me no obedi da say ne ni aba no. What you say? Ebe create disaffection.
Okay.
And
minister so said
make us we no so can the same thing o mampani kan no say emra no enye banana republic untimi fa otumi nka say 18 year for doors until start na ma o ye adwuma but ye the way no ko parliament na parliament gituma is one thing at a time so na minister kan o say first thing first and the first thing no and say they have to make the work no legal.
Okay, but so what Mampenini minister na chiri mu achiro ne say the mother law at the motor rider age at 25
years.
You know that for a fact.
Yes.
Who names that for a fact?
That is for a fact.
Okay, inti say mother law ne say answer ne be ma motor license not for even commercial motor keke.
No motor no is 18 years.
Okay.
But uba be commercial it must be 25 years.
And he referred to the mother law.
Yes.
Okay.
Or say who person twi okada keke dia 18 years utimi ye. But you see afa ye form unions and you cannot work when you are not under a union.
Okay, say kojo patcho check ade ma me why. Your motor traffic regulations no. Specific requirements for obi opesa oyusu motor for commercial age requirement in the check ma me na the current position of the law.
So when you're 18 years there, you are entitled for your license A. And ultimately the motor every neko and as every and no but 70s no mean who could have license A or motor. But it's not for commercial purpose. Into commercial purpose, and so we just only 25 years. It is there.
But I say you Ghana ha ni mra commercial.
I think they were trying to say that courier for etc.
Okay.
You get it.
Okay.
Anything I would motor be
okay.
Not necessarily so be
passenger.
Good.
It be another be courier.
Good.
And no the regulation is that also the 25
years.
Okay.
So that you will understand the nitty-gritties of road regulations.
Pass any regulation. Emma obi already 18. License to do commercial. You are going against
the mother
law. Awesome.
But your argument na mount up no. Maybe so lawyer chikata or what 21 years. Na adwuma nya do just 25 years.
Obi 9 years no one fancy.
Inti I don't know training need pa nya no ntia say sent na agina traffic. Sent na nso to say okoka krakra. Sent na won school kwala say to bo ase. Obedisu. One this why is not because he is less than 25 years. You were 30 years for more prison.
You were 40 years for moto no nim twi.
Oh, exactly.
And answer
exactly. Obi frame me catch them say, hey, young boys, because me say young boys are maybe use to police ballot boxes after the election that evening. Eddie free from polling center to coalition center. None of them was more than 24 years, but they did the job excellently.
All those Okada from my boy NDC for power.
Oh yeah, we did a sacrifice, a yeoman's job during the election. We did it for two reasons. One, we promised MPP that if you listen to us, we will maintain you. We will ensure that you will win the 2024 election. And they refused. What you say? They refused. They were like, they can do it without us. So we wanted to prove to them that without us,
okay. And you did.
Yes.
But one of the proposed regulations in this mobile oral and theory tests. Motiasie.
Oh, I know they are nyading.
So, oral test near the so to me cambrofo na anadien
say ye baby so say bia BBC wo kwan so anasa wo sore ana pa wo pese o tu moto a
okay
nti na say wo ye
okay narrative
na wa kire so say me inspect moto say me me test ABCD na mu say ni nyina ye adwuma sa na ma tu moto those are the oral tests
okay and a theory ni e mo be chiro na na be chiro road science ni ade no okay or say hono you must have the ability to do what patrobit me sense so amamia oral and theory test and yes some someone with yellow number plate me boy say blue
blue
okay and
so 25 years possess valid, must have commercial, must pass proficiency, must undergo training and must wear certified, must provide a helmet. Physically,
oral and me person kinds line
must pass a proficiency test including oral, theory and eye exams.
Okay, proficiency test including oral and theory. Awesome. Now, my members no communicate sir regulations ya ma
omwadwa rough.
Hey sir.
Hey, omwadwa rough.
Age na
your problem. Age na your problem.
Nti mo de na ma church ma se na mpani frɛ wo kyerɛ.
Say mpani for no na omo adwen am say they were supposed to let us get this information even before last Monday. Said this is what is going to happen. But I don't understand why they did it. Thought maybe you dada. Yes we nim. Afena atese na so ene ye be ma ye the two platforms so be as okay no problem.
Okay. Na nim timelines between time wa the regulations each remo any time wa de be come rahye be fie na fie abefie ase adwuma ye ma mo timelines be
my bet the enemy say we every na kwa cha 2 months time.
Okay.
Acha 2 months. Okada will be legal.
We ne wodi weni bu ana say officially ya catch
nkomodia e cost wo me mpempen for no be dem. Say e ko DVLA e ko national safety ni ade.
Acha 2 months.
Yes.
Okay. Regulations manti BBC SCB opeso ye commercial also belong to a union and Bribiana Bibi also.
You must
and also requirements no.
Okay. You must belong to a union.
Okay.
It's very important. Okay. Because they cannot monitor individual activities relating to crime. But once who belong to union, we are there be a then they can use the union leadership to track you down.
I see. So the leadership on to be obi mirror wadwane. Okay, so practically how would that work? May drive me the traffic mu okada rider obiti traffic obebu me mirror oko me then metimi enya remedies and the relevance of being belonging to a union and sana yamao license to operate okada. And I yendu ho yenchema policy in the
no, I say the third next to last one.
Okay.
I say must wear a certified protective helmet.
Okay.
With a unique number.
With a unique number.
So standard authority for be approve some types of helmets, some brands of helmets.
Okay. Okay.
Once you are using that helmet, track traffic BMWA a capture. Yes. A capture. It's like number B was so. The camera no betches and I record that all.
Okay.
And to say the occurrence will be a boom.
Yeah.
When you report to the traffic center, they will check on the road.
Okay.
You just describe the person
or the number,
including everything.
Okay.
Nipa na obu mirror no. Not saying to describe na. You be use video na chiro. Say away. You can say then they track the person.
No obu mirror no one fa baby a camera no way. Say ne oko.
Until I say nipa na a union member, you will still find something to show that number way. If a union way for no mo share atade way.
Okay.
Then you report to the union leadership. Say me who obi wa ha. Wo the one year number bi ankyere kra na otimi kire nipa no say they na otena motor wo use. They can tell. Say ya semesi e na wo kan. Wo the ye de ne beba abekire say you no a.
Okay.
And we make sure that one or two people be who nipa no that day atade na e hye no. We tell them to go and wear the same dress and come so that you can identify him easily. Say you no a.
I see. And the more leaders no more adwuma ye pa o.
Ya na sa so ye adwuma beboye. We enche amafo de be court de bia o.
We no de na say
ye be court.
Say you mbra ye de be.
Yes. Ye be court de bia. Nte say so ye ma ye nibre. Na wo a wo ye ya ye kan waso ye de no. Wo nkwa akwa na kofesi.
Ba se ne ye wo waafo wo car mu no. Ye wo pro to your GPRTU, ye wo concerned drivers ne ade. Ye san so wo waafo a omuni union BMU, Omuni Association BMU, Umjejina Kwan. You are likely going to have such people within your
Okada. Say to your welfare, and you see a welfare and seek a biachi chomunina too. Emrane say you must belong to a union. You who say won't belong.
Super so
you refuse a walk dim from Sobia, the best in who chat traffic mo pet, if I got Okada for an still or Mugus here. Sana won't kind
Bibiama Nanka.
So one kind of so deep on the beer, because I know one a cobanto. Oh, kind of.
My colleague could just if I don't quite check, Mrana need you home come on, mamma, what fish out something. Could you, Mrana say
Road Traffic Regulation 2012.
Okay.
Regulation 2180.
Okay.
Offer Regulation 37.
EpaHoaDaben.
Section 1. Subsection B.
Okay.
Yes. A person is disqualified from holding or obtaining a license to drive. A. Mamifa A. Okay. A motorcycle if that person is under 18 years.
Under 18.
Under 18 years of age. B. A commercial vehicle if that person is under 25 years of age. C. I know say I know will not be relevant.
A commercial vehicle.
A commercial vehicle if that person is under 25 years of age. C. An agricultural tractor if that person is under 25 years of age. And D. Any other motor vehicle if that person is under 18 years of age.
So it's an interesting law,
Yeah.
For a commercial vehicle,
yes.
One can say commercial car.
For a commercial vehicle.
Commercial vehicle.
Yes.
Motorcycle
is a vehicle.
Until for a commercial vehicle, you must be 25 years and above.
Yes.
Until say what the Okada obe regularize Okada abe commercial there, then it must correspond
with the law.
With this law.
Yeah.
So that is the wisdom behind a binding shisha or the identity 25 years. Therefore, ya two boy be ade we so nti memma politician bia emma me hunu shuri ma ona say o tina me kana say ha
betun futrogo
ka fufu aban ni nyina so no e wo mrem
yeah
e wo mrem enye so omo mpese 18 years for ebenya adwuma ya na say na san kom dia anka no kra na nkom pe e mabunu na omo tifie omo wie school ni nyina betima akoy okada ni bi na nka obi anya bibia ye Intino enye mischievous. Based and grounded in law.
Yeah.
Awesome. Kojo me da say. Na me shraw. So ya dey nkomo na be baby ye but na no me no di nkomo na mo se mo develop app bi. Okada for develop app. Mo ye wi na sese mo wi kra.
App no. Akaka kra bi na ya wi.
Okay.
Nhihye un say eno so is a whole architecture on its own. Nti ya ye bibia akaka kra bi na ye dia betodwa. Ye be ma mo ambebo ho do ura mai.
That's right.
Na obi pe moto hu hia say obeba be gina kwan ho be you just go online and the nearest Dropley rider. Friend
Dropley.
Yes.
Exclusive. Because you Okada for app no more no. You be friend Dropley. Dropley.
The charges nyina ewom. Rider insurance bibia shim.
Nti say rider ni insurance abuhu.
Oh, you don't or you're Dropley member
or insurance.
The system has insured him.
Okay.
Say bia 10 pesos from each ride.
Okay.
Insurance for.
Okay.
Say. Once you are not into Dropley assignment, insurance and cover.
Okay.
So for instance, what for girlfriend and I will call BBC.
Now, Ben knows any girlfriend. Catch us any passenger.
Say request on the beba.
Okay.
Who be your request?
We need evidence. Be
you're online. You're online.
Into offline trips to the area.
No, I ain't cover.
Okay. Okay. I see.
It's a very interesting way. You be start to pay a never the kind of banner. Yeah.
But I'm fascinated by that because you are following Uber and Bolt to more
the charges are very, very moderate.
And I'm also saying the electric bikes no more.
And the essence of you super Toronto, you cannot say that be a one petrol board and to say no. Once you are using the electronic motorbike, your shell say charges here, you have to comply.
Yeah. I say electricity boarding.
They already charge battery.
Yeah.
Oh, say yes, you cannot. They will not charge you even up to 30 cedis a day.
Oh, okay.
What charge? I can say 5 or 10 cedis, something like that. But I year so I bear 20 cedis.
Full charge bear 20 cedis. And then full charge you wait to do for the whole day.
The fuel you could have bought 150 cedis.
Yeah.
At the age man sansika obenyano.
Oh, to 20 cedis.
You what charge battery this time? You still cover same distance.
Yeah.
What you say?
So electric bikes never na ya buy initiative and answer more kada for na organize mo to electric bikes.
It's an interesting question obviously. Assembly a bike kasa obeye no.
Yeah.
It is said I don't know how to remember. Person make say it is said Nyankopon ahyebo.
Okay.
But ever since JM kasa or the electronic bikes be ba no. Ordinary businessmen. And omo ka omo tibom. No omo ko hu no omo say o. Masa yem pese obebre. Ye be ya de na ma. No omo kire no proposal kwan be fa so aye. Oso omo bo hu ye no so omo hu ye deda. And abanje tumu. So they will bring the rights.
Okay.
And they will negotiate with government. So that kwan ya ono aban no be fa so a ye nyina ye sabeka on high purchase basis.
Okay.
So that politician no deliver his mandate.
Say they are more unionized. They cry and cabin cram be
very simple.
You can deal with the
exactly. That will need the bikes for their private businesses. Then they will do it like that. But unions are buying any problem. Businessmen soon need problem.
Okay. Inti me fan is a buying facility.
Exactly.
Okay. But a buying fan is can ko shame so.
No. They will bring a buying bet me a fancy she my baby a duty and I be sa be boom.
Okay.
So that almost ben how.
Kakra.
We see bikes, we are going to establish them on our soil here.
Okay.
Ghana higher assembling point bibia.
Oh, okay.
Nti
parts in the beba no mahye wa ha.
Exactly.
Okay.
Nti assembling plants ni nyina ya started. We are almost done.
Okay.
Now omo de kokoshe warehouses nima
different types of bikes. Well, you say electric bikes, but in terms of the
brands,
the structure no.
Yeah, different types. Police for omo there. Sa jungle kese no wo.
Okay.
That will come. We will give some to the police free of charge. Omo fanye omo djuma na omo so omo di ho dance here.
Enti bikes in the better say royal yanko for the okada.
Exactly, just like that. Just say no. What can I say? I feel more comfortable.
Okay. I see. But my challenge with electric bikes in any noise. Eba want it. Into one have a bonko for
no. Share right down Kasano.
Ghana Hanitio. Pedestrians nipe nam kwan. Any cars, any motor, any bicycle, you check kwine back.
Until once I want him say Fidena or use no. It is a boat and a ship. And yet the day.
Yeah.
And I'll buy. Me bike say me ni horn was so.
Okay.
Me ba me expect to say obe humi. Na obe bohu and na obe me sound.
Okay.
Me ba boko a. Na say won me ka me ba me gina ho. Obram Pacho Mame Coin, Ubesho which, and I won't boy ben, I'm so young boy ben manipa, why? And not in a man born, and me come baby.
Okay.
What you say? Until who use electronic motorbike, it doesn't produce any noise. Nto kwa una ese wonya hwe yi oboni ba obanya asem
but I better require special training, you know, because to transition
that one there no correct
unzo bo how we use mechanized way na
conversing bikes no
intino ono na adwene ne se wate ne engine da intino sa no be azumbu so dey abo
yes
until some orientation would have to go into.
It's true. Eba, oh, yeah, starting farm bar market like that. We engage all stakeholders, including the media. No, be a machine, say they're operating. It's a novel thing. And
electric bikes, so we need to say regular ones, you know. Awesome.
Very powerful bikes.
Okay,
oh, me say about Happy FM, Mosabekabi. Horns.
Okay. Because me busa horns ne sa detailed questions ni because one say Okada they any different from CBA wow ride Okada for na ya they want to ride in between cars. Traffic na che no person or use in chain na ho no mo na engines ne boa wo more with the sound no nti se koye electric na oye sa maneuver no na nipa obi ante se wo ba ya na ehu o man so we crisscross rush hour bicycles we will need to really pay attention. Yes, within the first few months casualties
yeah bumpy when we are getting there we'll still keep the public aware of our existence and all that.
Awesome. My brother, we'll leave it here. No matter what say nyamisha papa say me to nsafre we wabana obeboa me to appreciate Okada for more concerns with this regulation aban at the eba inti doli hebe 2 months time regularization
2 months na bibia kona we
awesome
nti me kakra metimi aka ne se mabununu wa opese wo ye even instructor ye here motor riders instructors wo mind now so those that can read and write those that are senior high school graduates etc they can go to DVL headquarters and then pick a form to
be
apply for
to be trained to be an
instructor. And also be warm.
That's nice.
Yes, until it is ongoing.
I know they say age limit to be
no. You just need to have a little experience on motorbike riding.
Ne kono train you ne be instructor.
That's all.
And you train you crab instructor. Unya support kakra, you can start your own school.
Oh, why not? That opportunity. Any school back
and you'll be certified.
Because here the demand is there. The way I see, everybody must go undergo training, and it will be periodic. You try near 2-3 years, and I'm going next year crisis sanko for another training.
Awesome.
At least some fresh up.
Awesome.
Awesome. But one interesting thing I want to leave it to Ghanaians. They said you must be at least not less than 25 years to qualify you as a rider under the new system. My question to Ghanaians is that, so at what age are you supposed to stop riding? Or 90 years that walking is difficult for you, you can still ride as an Okada man?
I know the obody na na betro. I don't know obi am for so.
Nobody near hode
tio. I don't know obi am for so. It is say koda kodidi. Nobody go force you. Udu 70 na wa wo na so the fru moto. Na o bra sala wo ya. Ani obi na be catch us 70 moto bi.
The
late VCRAC crab at the peak of his age in his 80s, let me say he was prevailed upon as an Oja driving.
Wow. Because I'm running stop on here. Honestly, stop it.
He was fit. You could do it. He could do it. But at a point, also Oja, we need to do baby. Or reflexes or concentration or form. But it's an interesting thing. There is no cutoff point. Oh yeah, you might 60 years for retirement. Okoje driver's license or the bear commercial 25. Wabechuka 18. your starting age.
Yes.
But there is no cut-off age.
Yes.
Say at this age you are not supposed to be driving. But that is key because where commercial drivers be or wha o man yini pa da su car. Look, me person my bus station. And I rhyme in car.
Why you from so be na ohwe na nima o dey
I can say taxis na running North Kaneshi North Kaneshi Fadama Kaneshi proper sa taxi phone nkokkrafo bi wo mu party m say no serious akokra pa utim say akokra waye mre circle hey taxi phone kokra pa o
bibi dey emphasize name
no o sabe me fa taxi na bra ba ko bi refi no ni refi no like utim say driver na or driver no enye car ni mu no te ni refi no ho kra che say inti passenger ba ko na eja ka eja ansa na utim say no ho ba no ho so you know etimi to abrante there but clearly we hwa ni age no otena fa akocha de na ye o wani be ha wani be kum
yeah
Udu age bi a enyo obi na be catch us that what one na otonku na okosa. Inti I think say we need a cut-off point. And also cause accidents.
It's true.
And also cause accident.
It's true.
Udi be age bi a enso drive it.
It's true.
Enso drive. Anyway, what they be for bin so aba e be di hu komo achire next time. Thank you very much. Akpanaba Solomon. Udin maboni ye.
Pa
Akpanaba Solomon. Oya national PRO Emma Commercial National Okada Union Ghana. Nedi Okada no mutimi enya no Ghana there. Ghana is the name. Where Nigeria fooding.
Yeah, we'll take about it. It's true.
Togo mention so. Togo for you see the impact of the media. Okada na yaja tumu hana through movies so. Through Nigerian movies. And Ghana for year introduced to the concept of Okada.
Yeah.
At least, meaning say Votarians are now omo aflao K2 side in there. Omo you used to it because of Togo.
Yeah.
But Ghana for do na no. The concept of motor yede fedi pajinisika as taxi no. Through Nigerian movies and introduced. And where the power of the media over the years influencing we are forced to accept it even though ni enimra ema ho kwan.
Yes.
Let's use the media positively. We can do a lot with that. Well, so let me fancy anim na wase. Etwato a ebe kwa no chiache wan so ma me why.
Yo, madam ase pa.
That's right. Nyame hira onso so.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Solo, we there, mamenya one on professional thing. Ibrahim can't say me na my crisis here. Na pragya for no more can regulations.
We are together.
Bra, Mike him.
Pragya ne abubuya.
Okay.
Na ye nyina ye wo the same category. Emra ne se me ye adwuma. Nti se emra se ye adwuma. They must also operate under unions, the 25 years etc. They cover omo nyina.
But omo so omo unions. Omo name dey different.
They can join us, we can join them.
Okay.
But they have, we have.
Okay. All right. Me that's it.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
.9 FM EpaHoaDaben dwumadie ene baabi a wo bia me da wasese one yen eda so esom oman Ghana through a positive insightful conversations and discussions na enche I'll be coming to your messages na mabekenkan ensemo a wo dia begya yen ewo Facebook yen live stream no ase na me ne wo kasa so abedwafo etena se anesa na ye de ne nkomo no ahyehye so top on the plate the issue of Reverend Tim Fodua Enyan NTS Apostle for national security for Kochino. We have been told some minority for no do na kunifie ho, and they are insisting say it won't happen. Omompene Emma yenche Reverend Tim Fodua. My colleague Akwa Kudu ho na enche will crossover na yaje updates no ene and someone said near Ebobo if free Reverend Tim for you feel on more eba. Na Yahweh Galamsey fighty a quite by their first one and one no. Repatriate China for as a measure to discourage Chinese from coming into Ghana. How would that be a deterrence to WOMO? And the issue of rotating regional and district commanders, be effective. And the likes of Dr. Kwesieni said, look, let's set out clear KPIs for police commanders. No? Now, let's set out evaluation mechanism where you be evaluate WOMO. And let's make things formal and official. Now, yema police phone sign a performance contracts. Yehwe say eno so betimi asesa. But say o se rotate wo mo ne de. Enya de be sesa biribia. Yebehwe na yedi eno so eho enkomo on our show this afternoon. Enche na mekwa koton de. But ma me show menkai wo say on the issue of Reverend Tim Fojo no wasan so e de aba say ono call for a commission of inquiry into the matter. Now, we have commission of inquiry. Normally investigations some way na the bedroom to say ayawaso violence na a cause so MPP time national security for only terror on innocent Ghanaians in the process. Over here, Honorable Sam George, Disutro, itu Emma Brante ba kwene ne nine ba kwa say nipa bi pray. You set up a commission of inquiry. Emma womu kwa asem. We all saw, watched, followed, listened the deliberations and sittings of the commission. One more appear before the commission be testify. The questions say by ne da mu pefe. Na Reverend Tim Fojo, instead of President Mohammed's directive said security agencies and collaborating on investigations before attempts to arrest him no the abetumu say he is rather calling for a commission of inquiry. Amaro if you say a commission of inquiry the powers of the High Court. For a commission of inquiry, Reverend Tim Fojo, for instance, ain't mean kase commissioner friend into unko. He can be subpoenaed to appear. And why is he proposing that? And why is he not collaborating with the security agencies and rather pushing for a commission of inquiry? And no be force no ama waba ababe testify. And he is the main person. And to say set up a commission of inquiry, he would be the first person to be invited and to speak. Why is he interested in a commission of inquiry and not to collaborate with the national security system? Is it that say why you ready say ni owo bia no be hwegu bedwam am obi ehunu ni ehunu bia na ompese oni security phobia be kwa kwhye kukuamu na obi abusa na asem obi anti bia na? Is that why he's pushing for a commission of inquiry? Ewe any nkomo na emfansemi entonsani any Paul Amenosoji our Facebook live watching our show. Paul says, Bibi, good afternoon. Ayuko, President JDM, please shine your eyes and focus forward. And only the message our diaba Emmanuel M. Awule Edene diaba say live from the United States of Kissiman. Also, good afternoon, B. Brown. Yes, even the law has been there for taxi drivers as well as Uber drivers. 25 years before you can drive a commercial vehicle. Godwin Amegache said, good afternoon, BB. Watching you live from Medina. Okay. Also, why are you not talking about the statement that the Ghana Airport Company released about the plane? Well, we did our show before we saw that. It's something we plan to do tomorrow. And some baby na koso itimi kan nyina mbom ene. Suleiman Kwenu edene diaba. Suleiman, I will ignore you. Ahiamaji Bright said, Bibi, you know, NPP and NDC will never stop Galamsey, and it's a fact. I know. Okay. Tobo na chiro sa message bi ma me why na mento me bona menkenkan ma na mente asie hunu ni ye. Citizen Sika Toga say, hello BB and team. I think that the odd decision by the government through the Interior Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister to say that foreigners who destroy our lands and forests and other crimes are to be deported rather than prosecuted is very worrying and counterproductive. In such countries, there must be full-scale prosecution of any persons who go against the laws of Ghana and vice versa. It is not good enough just to deport. Other than that, on what moral basis is the state arresting and prosecuting its own citizens caught up in the Galamsey issues then? The government must take a second look at how it plans to tackle the fight against Galamsey, given how loud they were in opposition. Sadly, it does not match their actions in power so far. Aisha Wang's case was a massive blot on the integrity of Ghana and on this illegal mining case, I should say. Potassium 1 say your level of criticism of NDC government in less than 120 days is an agenda dead on arrival. Potassium 1. But I dare say every day you join me here and we'll go through the same things. Let's enjoy each other and go. Why? Me, I enjoy you. Enjoy me too, and let's go. You may disagree with me, but feel free, express yourself and enjoy me. Why? Emmanuel Ajete said, I sympathize with the current president, but Bibi, I support you 200%. Daniel Edu said, no, B. Brown. I personally agree with the president for taking that decision. When you are 60, please go home. The old must go for the young to also grow. Where Daniel Edu comment on His Excellency's decision said, retirement contracts nanya de obeto be. Daniel Edu said, good evening, baby. Watching you live inside Doha in Qatar. Medasi Bebre. Suleiman Kwenu, Bibi, I disagree with the government entirely. Why? The unemployment youth in this country are from 18 years going. So please, 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 Mr. President, don't spoil your own soup. Suleiman Kwenu, I'm sure you've had your education today. I want to say the decision not to cap the Okada age requirement at 18, based on law. Let's educate ourselves accordingly. Charles Nyame, Charles, I think I've read your message already, and so I'll leave it here. Na makwa kutwa me ho akwaba mekoba Ali Ibrahim atenase. We'll get into today's matters. Na yede enen komo no nyina nso so ahyehye so. EpaHoaDaben dwumadi ni obetimi do messages na ba live on Facebook. I'll take my time and read them for you. Faith Ahiaba, I'll come back to your message right after the commercials. Kofi Vifa, good afternoon, my brother, and thanks for joining us this afternoon. Ahiyamaji Bright, I'll come back to your message. I think you have clarified it, and so I'll come and put it out as you intend. Meba sisia koba niaka ene doso.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe. Etoda, wo kontimi do champagne pa. Nanso, wo sike kura wo no. Na ye juice ene betumi ato. So, so pese wo kura mrekura sika. Na udwumadi a wo die, wonum a wonim dwumadi no. Etimi dima wo e wo bra wode emfidie a esefata edi dwumane dia. Ene ha ho kura. Izanza E-Productions. Ya be sort you out. Freyen. So open studio and production equipment rental. Emfidie a yedi twa sene ahodo nyina no. Ye betimi dibia famo. Corporate and social videography. Se wo di udwumabie a wo pese otwe egun homa so. Freyen. TV commercials, se wo ton wo niema na pese amanfo ehunu e wa kasamfoni so. Freyen. Documentaries, freyen. Photography, any live streaming, se wo twamfoni kama pa. Anaze wo di dwumabie na pese brekro no mu a obi biara etimi hunu. Freyen. Waya nyom na pese oya nyom no ho akasamfoni a. Freyen. Jingle, IVR, any voiceover production, Freyen, short and long film, Freyen. Yetetifon humanie 0242 755 323. Ana 0302 254 858. Ana se hwiyechira kwan. Yewo Asylum Down, ye ben Happy 98.9 FM. E-Productions,
Capture the moment.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Eclipse Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say, think funding before projects.
EpaHoaDaben. Yemma wakwaba eba Eclipse Collateral Management. Ejima kwostron kwa yemma wenya wadwapade nkrata ho mfaso. Wonim se wadwapade nkrata ekuta wo no ebetumi asesa wo daache. Yesesa emfasode a adwapade wuranom etumi enya ewo no adwapade nkrata ho. Ene nyuma wuranom nso ebenya frɛ adwapade ahodo a yede sia bowa ede apesika ede abo wo nyuma ahodo. Enti se ope prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, ene land document perfection services a mayemfa nyonko. Ewo Eclipse yewo prime depository platform bia ahobambo bomu a ya de fofora adwapade awuranom etumi de won krata ekoto ho na wonya sika a esem bia ni ho na ye de sankrata yi ebo nyumaku ahodo a wo pe besia de afrisika kwabia ho ye bobosia ho no ho ba ebo manyuma awuranom nya sika de trewo nyuma mu ye de bosia bohwehwemu a emudo na ye mapa ene sie gina ye enti wonim se wo wonsa ahobambo bomu entwentwa so hwehwenye nkyira kwan ewo Adenta Barrier ya bembe Moses Ayarisabiano ewo West Africa SHS afasio no nchempe Franyensesia 0543842466 wo Eclipse Collateral Management. For property owners we say think safety and decent income, and for businesses we say think funding before projects.
Darling.
Yes.
Ye bedidi na meche Angel Cola. Me bread do. Obi fa Angel Cola drink. Na ne yonku eyi Angel Orange. Ana Angel Mango. Ose me san pedi obi eyi. Aka me de ho.
Sese obi ape Angel soft drinks ni nyina bi.
Ai daddy, me say me penny ni na bi.
Sister, wo de mama Angel Peach, Angel Strawberry, and na Angel Cocktail. Actually, no my budget Angel Apple Light.
What ye? Esani afuma de. Me say Angel Cola, any Angel Orange pe na menya. Afei na nka.
It sounds so from. Wifey, for us just no ebesi ha. Never Angel drinks ni nyina agum. Obi ankata na ni no wonyi. De won sabe so mo no, no anom.
Ani, na semasa. En no ano no.
De bia asani enya no.
Angel Cola de asembabo. Angel drinks ya. I don't call soft drinks beverages limited. And why? Who to do after one? 0244 83 22 86 and 050 78 78 668.
Angel drinks.
Taste like our day.
FDA ajeje de nkrato yatum.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
On the matter of air flights and Cavoc Air private jets transporting suspected cocaine and cash. Ladies and gentlemen, on another security matter related to our airspace, the Minority Caucus calls on national security to, as a matter of urgency, make public the content of cargo suspected to be cocaine and cash transported into the country by two suspicious flights, namely Air flights NH23AM and Cavoc Air private jets Antonov and 12B, which landed on the tarmac of Kotoka International Airport in March 2025 from Gran Canaria, an island of Spain, and departed to the same Gran Canaria days after their arrival. Reliable intelligence intercepted by the Minority Caucus indicates that on March 20th, 2025, Air flights N823AM, which is an air ambulance, and I must stress, it's an air ambulance designed specifically to carry patients, landed at Kotoka International Airport in Accra, Ghana, and remained in the country for 5 days before departing 1 a.m. on March 25th, 2025, back to Gran Canaria. Our intelligence further posits that no patient was transported by the said Air Med flight, neither to nor from Accra. There is no evidence of medical referral of or patients accompanying or on board the flight on either legs of the flight. We are reliably informed that contrary to the expectation that the Air Med flight would carry patients, the purpose for which it was designed and operates, it rather on this occasion carried suspicious cargo suspected to be cocaine and cash in various United States dollars denominations. In a related development, a private jet, Kavok Air Antonov An-12B, also landed at Kotoka International Airport on March 12, 2025, from the same island of Spain, Gran Canaria, and remained in the country for 13 days and departed at 6:40 hours, that is 6:40 a.m., on March 25th, 2025, to Gran Canaria. The very day Air Med flight also departed to Gran Canaria. While it is intriguing that the two suspicious flights would depart to the same location on the same day, even more intriguing is the cargo suspiciously transported by these aircrafts to and from Gran Canaria, an island known for its notoriety in drug trafficking, money laundering, among others. We call on national security to make full disclosure of the content of the cargo carried by these two aircraft into the country, as well as the cargo carried out of the country by the same aircraft to Gran Canaria, consistent with the principle of transparency in our collective quest to fighting drug trafficking and money laundering.
EpaHoaDaben. The disinformation scene of the new patriotic party has been ratcheted up, and they've taken it a notch higher. This time, Reverend Intim Fodjo, who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for the good people of Asin South, has made very wild claims to the effect that two aircrafts which passed through Ghana for various reasons were carrying drugs, and that was the reason why they were here. He also alleged that they were involved in money laundering, and therefore he was calling for investigations. As you may be aware, President Mahama gave him the opportunity to present any evidence or any basis he has for making that claim to the security services, so that together we could look into the matter to ascertain whether there was any truth in it. I can report to you that because he knew he was peddling total falsehoods and lies, he now claims, after being invited to assist with investigations, that he was speaking on behalf of the committee that he was part of, and that the views he expressed were not his personal views. So because of that, he says he's unable to cooperate with the security agencies. I say that he was peddling falsehood because the facts as they exist vary completely from the claims that he made. When he made that claim, he was only seeking to peddle falsehood in a bid to undermine the confidence that the people of Ghana have in this government. The truth is that two aircrafts with completely different purposes arrived in Ghana, and their arrival was perfectly legitimate, and they were here for very genuine reasons. The first one is an Antonov Flight 12BK with registration number CVK 7037. Now, this flight essentially is a cargo plane which arrived on the 12th of March 2025. Now, no plane arrives in Ghana without a landing permit. So this plane secured a landing permit with number GAF TMAO/25/7863. Now, the purpose for arriving in Ghana was what we call a technical stop. Essentially, this is a cargo flight that was destined for the European Union markets. And European Union regulations dictate that some specific regulatory requirements be met before any plane of that sort can enter the EU. Now, this plane originated from Luanda in Angola. It was loaded with oil drill equipment and lubricant oil, which were contained in jerrycans. It was headed for the EU market. Now, Luanda does not have the certification to carry out the sort of requirements that this plane had to meet before entering the EU market. Now, the specific requirement is a scanning and screening RA3 procedure, which is a requirement to enter the European Union. Rwanda doesn't have it. The Swiss cargo facility at the Kotoka International Airport has that certification, and they can do that kind of scanning. Whilst here, it developed an engine blade fault. Its engine blade was damaged, and then it was also detected that there was severe oil leakage, which required immediate attention. For that reason, a replacement aircraft, URCEZ, with registration number CVK 7007, was brought in to evacuate the cargo. The aircraft that was damaged remained here for 13 days. That is between 12 March and 25th March 2025. After it had been inspected by aviation security, officials of the Narcotic Control Commission, officials of National Security and National Intelligence Bureau. No contraband or unlawful commodities were found on the aircraft. Now, the second aircraft in question is a Hawker 800 XP with registration number N823AM. Now, this aircraft is operated by an organization called AirMed International, which is based in Birmingham, Alabama, in the United States of America. It operates as an air ambulance. Now, Air Medical International flights in Ghana are handled by Tropicana Airlines. Now, this plane landed in Ghana on 20th March from Gran Canaria, Las Palmas, Spain, having gone through Luanda in Angola. Now, it was also here for a technical stop, which is refueling and crew rest, which is perfectly legitimate activity. It was cleared to land in Ghana with clearance number GAF TWXR 252604 OFAA 0297/25. Now, whilst it was landing in Ghana, it developed a tire burst and some difficulty with its landing gear, and therefore needed to remain here to be serviced. So another aircraft with registration number N864 arrived on 22nd March with tires and flight engineers from Luanda to replace the damaged tires of the aircraft. Now, once this was fixed, it departed the Kotoka International Airport on 25th March. The aircraft was once again inspected by officials of aviation security, officials of national security, officials of the National Intelligence Bureau, and NACOC, who made sure that it did not contain any unlawful substances, as alleged by Reverend Intim Fojo. So, in a nutshell, the claims of Intim Fojo are false. He cannot prove it. That is why he is running away from the investigative bodies. He is unable to provide any shred of evidence to back his claim.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
989 FM EpaHoaDaben dwumadie eni 8 after 5 na sene midi kankan no. Let me revert to some of your messages modiaba belatedly na Akpene Brown watching us this afternoon says in Togo it is called Zemija. Okada, you mean Okada is called Zemija in Togo. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for this one. That's my madam. My madam, OTA, or here live on Facebook.
Okay.
Me was as Okada send a to for Canada, then I the young Ghana nice, you know. And Ghana, the So, Kofi Vifa, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Faith Ahiabase Bibi. The LI was not just for the forest reserve, but other sections of the environment. I personally heard Ken Ashigbe say he knows that some sections on the LI is good, but he will want the government to repeal the entire LI, and he would want to bring the sections of the LI as a different bill than they are willing to support, knowing how tedious bills are laid in Parliament. Can't Ken Ashigbe and his colleagues meet with the land minister and trash out the unnecessary ones? From all indications, the president is willing to repeal mining in the forest reserves. I agree that the foreigners are not taken back to their place of origin. I agree that the foreigners are not taken back to their countries of origin. Let them experience our prison some. My humble take. Faith, thanks for your humble take and thanks for joining us as well. Ali Ibrahim here, member of the NDC's communication team. Ali, memoajo.
Mejo so baby na pomo wajo. Se for boy ya na say ya rajum.
Good evening like.
Yes. Oh, yeah, share ache. Share ache pa.
Looking good.
Sawo.
I say wash show.
Oh, sawo. Se kai so minyan sha se nya bi ni o. Se system na ma ho ta ba, o nyine bebre. Hey, ebra na
3 months here.
Ebra na akofo ado so. I mean, here
do say then uko holidays kakra. I nearly asked. Oh, you don't look fresh.
Oh, me da say. Omo ke kapa. Me ba kura man.
How are you do?
Man girl be no also no so show me no ma me spy no.
No, is almost one scholarship no.
Me say kan so me deal.
No akofo be count. Where is also unji when you?
Well, but sometimes you need to be guided.
And
you meant to say MPP for appointee.
Yeah.
MPP near appointee be a minimum. No, person be boarding. Oh, remember the thing? I will for the case so. Madam for no no. And your first time bonnet near good in once.
And your men come because Otiewa. Obi animu de baro no nani be wo ni tirim.
Oh, na se
no kra ya chance obi ati. So what you so there wona windin pass wona so for do preach. Ya chance asem na wo kan obi anim se ye wa.
De bi o.
Hwe. Na so obi
ka bo din a.
Aha, obi anim dia obi anim.
All ka we nyina no eye no or ended by mentioning your name. That's what say asem no.
Un say ti say bia. Why bibi? Obi anim se waye.
Okay. Yes.
Inti soft.
Eno ya na won fa ho ko obi anim dada.
Obi anim dada. Ba se obi anim na woni sofo pe nim ne waye.
Kutia no mira. Ya da ya
abrobe no e wo rough. So what in the car mutie o pa. One no madam na pa. So near my
when you want to move. What do you say?
Back to the facciano.
What they can card yet to us so. What they can mate. But naturally, on my no more, a woman say, President Maham Nyan share as ye any ministers in Anwi.
Ministers as well, ministers.
A minister say,
ministers as well, 60 ministers.
60 ministers, but a lot of appointments who public sector
governing boards.
A lot of them, like MPP for the do one and no me problem no. That's one challenge I'm having with this government. MPP for no, they will just sabotage.
Oh, why? Why would they sabotage?
Now when you say, MPP for you believe them, you trust them like that. MPP for. Masa, we are the grassroots.
I told the partisanship me feel say. Nipa bone. But there are genuine politicians and I say beneficiaries of political appointments ethically.
Oh yeah, we have some of these people. I know about 4 MPP appointees omoye adwuma ma te say sector di o ma to bebi ekoso yi e wo ho no.
So why must they
if they lose their job, I'll be very disappointed. You get it? I know them. But I also equally know others on the radio so mon sama omokeka. Obia, I mean, Juma under a president. Now, what I tell you, for the case, yes, I can want some poto. So, you're incompetent. Now, what's that for Juma Joka?
And then freedom of expression.
Expression. I remember you when you say on Nahua or Bedu Boni, it was Massey. To be Bissan was say it to me a boy homodina, your unifree ho. Yes, because okay, so basically, so what I'm trying to say now is that it is important as a way of setting up this country, you bet to me anya ahoto beba ma obia adwendwene no se de ne se dwene no eswate enti oka se amemaye kama na je adwendwene na ma dwene bebere be no abra na akofo the president of the Republic of Ghana no nyame adom nte John Dramani Mahama aba no ewom se obia ma mesika enhu mi botom na mom ahoto adwendwene swate eno ntina otimi wo se masesa kakra no and I was so fresh I mean we come girl be me hu no I think last 6 months na me hu na me ko hu no I was shocked. Just say why come 6 months
ago now.
Yes.
Maybe another home for no.
No. They say o man no o ha hoto na aba ma obia are you okay?
Yeah, sure say hoto o man ni.
Hoto o man no papa.
For cheaper o mu.
E wode e ho.
Sika ho. Aduane ho.
Oh, but say
adwuma ho.
But say as compared to Sesia no.
Afọ ni adwuma yo.
Na say adwuma no de afa na ya ba.
Petro border so de.
Afa na ye be create enyuma no.
Sidi no na ho de nko ba bia o.
Sidi no well, but John Mahama anya afa na wade 2 years and 1 year bi.
3 months so kasa ahoto aba na me busa na nye.
Oh, but me kasa
4 years and
okay, mame put in yi.
3 months ahoto ba.
And daso e wo ho.
Aha.
Say adwendwene no eswate. Because senior president a why be paying. Obey a president for 4 years. You hu di otime ye. Ti sa nipa kro na samba. Na say adwendwene so better say oh we expect say bibia be koyi. In the case, so President Mahama be president. I mean a lot of people started commending him. And I'm boa. Enkrofo e bona baso. Oh so why ade se de wo share chance here no why ade. Na no na MPP for I mean ayomahi na omo hwehwe adwuma agu ho. Said the sending very bad signal. I mean, to the eyes of the international community and Ghanaians. Pesa investment opportunities, beba. Tina Oman Shas here to 2 foot rogu and some mining in a swore, no more keka, egu, the president, no fee. Said the international community, Benya Dream, say, Nyoma Mkoye na investments because of Krama. So ati said the be Ghana for to say afa abanya bom prekope small ba amai. I know a lot of MPP people are among aniaji say President John Dramani Mahama president of the Republic of Ghana me no ka say emumiensa communicators and am no more Ashanti region emumiensa nyina frame me separately. I was shocked. Say I mean is there any way they can join the NDC and be part of the communication team? And I'm saying oh why Obia Musimo, vice president Mobeya the president in 2028. More GDA say papa ebetimi abetua Numa so as president. I could continue from vice president to president. More convinced beyond reasonable doubt. I didn't know person party no. Na nsema ba ko ka kire me say oh Ali wa onum say ko share TV so wa onum say ko share radio so a nya nsem nyina na ebetimi aka ye ko ka no ho de but ye mu no ye nim say I mean the vice president enye presidential material MPP for a person more than a bar. Say, I can see a dear child opposition. You better opposition almost 20 years. And so, over a B ages are a B a bear 36, 37, almost now opposition 20 years. Now, I feel what do 60 na MPP by Bermuana. Yes, was so may fast. Now, Omotini Edon, NDC Amanu Kunu. TSC, I'm a challenge you, must have a because me am now for what are friends for. But I see I'm communication no more sharp kind of great. tie mo shas ye enka no kra mama fa mo nsi nti me ka che mo
king of mischief we champion
tio me say se ano mo shas ye enkondem akofo ado mo shas enkondem inobaomia seka omo fomo ye no iwie na nyafo se de adwa safo sara adwa safo shas ye kasa no mo shas enkasa bi na so mo pa mo a na mo ba ye beje mo
Ghana for mama 4 years pay attention to that na ye hwe ne nkomo eda ho
4 years no dey say ehun so be hia say be kai Ghana for because MPP for smart
MPP a week what the other saying
na say omu a week ada na too much one here may convince some Ghanaians ama 2028 ya say koto aba mo so all the time we have to remind them
in trying to pursue mun samu amokano during the campaign time no mo promises somewhere no mo the Okada regularization in chassis and I said say emra na uremu na yedi Okada honkomo and in shishaya na betodwa no agreements are no more had to do with age. Okada PR na beto no was telling me say enewie President Mahama frɛ on one kasa personally Emma president actually no mu ni ntia omode age na do 25 because san emra ne tie but the bia ye gitumu a ye kwa animu a ya de a ye betimi amende na yasesa so that 18-year-olds can also ride commercial bikes. But mami mbusa wo sa regularization ya musimu babe in what form na mo hwe mo regularize Okada saying so far ni abaye requirements be tibia obedi age way any other there but the practical issue on the roads and a Ghana for bebre you can say omo yitwikasi your road regulations but the who akwanhia ne ade in the case of Okada you should any regulations so you see a regulations are in your mind aspects ben of say regulations and also cover knowing how we have lived with Okada and emu akwanhia yehunu any more issues are about up. What form should such a regulation take?
Baby, me see the mamifa and shas here with the age wise no there. Me Mrs. say 25 years no fair enough. Because over Okada the entire ekoye nuisance. Nyina say ya na enkwala ntoto fiwa ena eta etwi. Oko Kumasi a eho omo yuso pragia. Yes, as obi 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, kwalan keten. What was our pain? What was abo? Nima, me say 12 years, and kwalan keten pragia. And a woman chie. Baby obe fa no se cars no A2 na se opeso dodgy car se the be mo wan fa ni mienu across to the other stage akontem no omo ye experts na eho na e di problems ne ba no akwanhia ne akumakum no ne de eho ne de ba no enkola nketen ebi mpo enko school say because school obe bisa no say die ntina me ko school nyesika ya enti se manya pragia na metwi a I mean, obi oha ne papa krampo etime kwaje ban loan. Instead so do no ko school no. 12 to 13, 14, 15 years. No man pragia. No dey nam. Riding carelessly. Anti-regulation amodi abe one ebeboa ama some sanity aba the space. Oba nkra ha no ma yehunu pragia ne bi wa ha.
Ebi wa ha but
common.
Okay.
Yes. But in the central, Accra Central, the
central businesses.
Yes, mental Kumasi. I bedroom maybe more restrictive almost say mama bedroom still no moba. So I think I have to commend President John Dramani Mahama because this is a campaign promise and what in your no. We are not going to leave out a single campaign promise or catch them say meba because in yuma any chronomo so say and I'll hear Okada Yunswa abua papa in terms of transportation. I may say motor crumble say eboa. Me kaim me free amasamai eba UTV me hwe traffic a ewo chrome ni ade ne was say metimi fast if moto okada remember do just I mean I'm on a program no krampo here den share ewo UTV so I think then to share ewo ho no and was some make sure say ebe yan share edane kwan so enforcement no so was say den ekoswo but we am situation was say we are koswe people for any happy
I think
because when you say already Omar Lusu over 500,000 votes because of these regularization. Ebema Mebruno and some kind of GDA or President Mahama mu because a campaign promise was fulfilling. And after a police if we how more quite so necessary in the name of illegalities too much. And to sika was omunya sa sika no and to regularization ya be ebetimi ama emabunu no anya gidie wo NDC ne John Dramani Mahama so the NDP people are not happy we are here ko see anya ne yie e wo ne kwan so am make sure say enforcement na koso said yes say na efata o make ka mo ho o me sha say propaganda Menoti ha Richard Ahiagba be organize press conferences here. Akikan sema guma to confuse Ghanaians. Semestre, it is a very good initiative, and we are hoping say baby abe koso said here President Mahama ashebod pepe na mesre yawofo say ye mana owoso moko suku na omutwe pradia na say President Mahama say mraye ebe enya de ometimi atwe no ye besre omo na atwie na omofo omonko suku but me say akola awadi 12 years 13 14 years de ade na was tunu tu krom say onkonko ye adwuma
which means that yes, police for bechiche sa nkwada.
Oh, of course. And I mean, person ye be chance here na you say Muhammad chichem kolani ade. Yes, of course, because yeah, we will find problems with it. Beginning no ebe den so mbejai. But ye shall share to chibi the omoko court, juvenile courts ne the om to tumni ade. It will with time no ebe ma some sanity abem. But the na I mean oko kumasi a pradiano when somebody bokro no.
Oh
yes,
I see.
Me, I've been attacked 3 times.
Whoa.
I'm here a member of the Ashanti Regional Communication Team.
Okay.
Sometimes call radio so a certain location. You quite a program. Sometimes the bear 10. Adiasa near the idea. No muna eta enam chrome at that time.
Yeah, that's true.
The camera be I think somewhere around Amity overseas.
Okay.
Timefa Bako. Emma ne de me eba edru ye ho lumbulungi be she ho enkola nkete ho me mistake am ye nya ne say enkola miensa no omo ye enkola nkete I didn't suspect them in any way.
Okay.
2 omo say omo ye passengers.
Okay.
Emma me koka ho 3 na me pe dropping na omo so we motem dada but ye betimi akosimi ye wi ana ye di omo ko me pe ne ntem ade asamenti me gitu mu na me ja me ko tra nkola nkete na me ko 12 13 14 years
and a robo
yes na me laptop me me bag me iPhone amato ne mu na I'm 6 months crampo nya mai na sika be 1500 ehye me ho nkola e use knife.
Wow.
Action sekan
omudi si wo he and omudi kire wo so
yes I mean many man play no me to the other side.
Okay.
Many man play kura hey
na moto na jina
onim la no si form na fa once say the how that for makasa no ankola with one ni kura o 16 years and kura totofewa so that's the business
kasa totofewa no oma robo totofewa
cheme hoska cheme laptop cheme phones tese na ma ye ha eno modidi so boye adwuma no bi afia no pa kopoma nwia no akoda edu anwumre be 8 na omasima 10 be bono na afi 10 efi kopom asade be che na omashe robbery na se ti eyade omode bokro no okumase papa obi bia wotie mi a wokumase bia be hunu se asema meka ye no kre.
So with this emrani se agitumu a
Ubi Ochi Pragia now Okada must belong to a union.
Of course.
Unye union member. Enya dia yebema license to operate commercial.
Yes.
Enti uye union member so awahyen so dia ebe kire a enu nti se udi obi bone na opeke number na ebetimi ya trace to you.
Yes.
Ususu se be sesem bribi.
Ebe sesa but entirely no bia na be join union. E ho na me person me regulators no me ho yi. Because still I others are there was some motive behind getting into that business. And so they will never in any way join union. Say, well, you were taxi for taxi drivers say, well, you know, anyway union. Truck for union. So definitely the same thing will happen. But with this Pragiane Motonia, they should have a union to regularize it because they are more dangerous and risky to drive a motor than driving a car. Very dangerous. Regularization and koswa idea or how ebeba because we are ma jetumono a lot of people are going to do business. People are I'm saying Nigeria maybe shame say what say you be regularize Okada. So no why doing say or person business. Na or the two men say me communicate ID and Kamenko Flagstaff House or na menim pedin fonko kana on crab motus no bembra no or person no make business deal. And I'm from Mr. What do you Mr. Mahama crab requirement continue ho. As a government partnership or per government partnership sort of or per se like once a motor no Utima nansu airpa ebro and I say Nigeria so you motosa akse akwese shelter nso kra air tokrampo na utimu so nya the MMO no be so the same type pragia the pragia ordinary motor say ya and my ye be say at umbrella and the motor no suro ti bi sa be say partnership because Sudanka or krana be some say Mr. Hodie Mr. Wadaroma that's bre so I think say regularization na was say dey e koso yi e man na was making sure say be ejuma because a lot of people are going to get into that business. We are going to see a lot of investors both in Ghana and outside Ghana on the rim atoto motors bebre but so
regularization any guarantee of sanity on our roads
entirely guarantee but in a way
because our roads ya quantum point ya cars nam so sanity ni so and so heavily regularized MTT the full gina kwan so da bia trotro baby on peno mu gina the new pebia no mo ye careless driving is any many nyina akoso
police
for what is the guarantee that
yes so
we be sanitize our streets regarding Okada operation?
No, it's not even about only the Okada operation. You know, it's about the entirety of our motors. I mean, the cars itself. So there's no discipline on our roads. I mean, it's somehow very disheartening. Say sometimes. Some regular ones did one a trip truck there be any lances. Seriously. Yeah. Per taxes they are different, but trust they do any lances.
Let
me put it that way because what I've seen is police for us say what they are interested in is the able to fake lances at their manner or them music can on check BBM. And some of them have, but some let me say some. So and not discipline any road because they now enco driving school. So say share a honoma yes so truck for no so enka ho so because see ma or how no akoyemie no you indisciplined drivers on our roads and definitely we are going to have a lot of Okada side and so beba a lot of indisciplined people will also take advantage of the business. And see, a bear two trouble, one God. it is a police if we are responsibility ne say or me hwe say bibia akoso say the sene fata no so man kika omo ho anjai braboji a ne other things omo ya emboa ema discipline enko in our on our rules no omanye ne sa the idea how pa na beba one hwe atamfo benya yen
98.9 FM EpaHoaDaben Jumediene Ali Ibrahim, a member of the NDC communication team. Yeton Safre, Robert Swapem of the NPP to join us. Unfortunately, Umbedu ye, but we're continuing with our conversation. Your next topic, Ayedu so, the fight against Galamsey and Abanwe commitment to it. Looking at Anamoa Womututu so far in dealing with the matter. So far, say NDC by who a number of arrests. Yacheche China phone be, Yacheche Ghana phone be, excavators nibi have been seized. Ya repatriate China phone be. The last time now, Interior Minister Eddie Tunu who said since Oba, close to about 105 plus Chinese have been repatriated or so, and na hua. He has subsequently told us many be opeso ye the fight Galamsey and said China for no be repatriation say choma. Oma wo mo fire in legal system ni mukra because in his understanding omo compromise the legal system by paying bribes. They have money, they can compromise a court system any idea intino ono de say obema immigration officer be aje bribe na wasesa China needing say be ya obetimi ask KP you can say prosecution no akọ back to bush in the end ocho the obemo akọ okrumu back. But that is contrary to the position of the NDC when it comes to treating South China fully. Severally more key functionaries like the Honorable Okudje Tabla Kwanomo have been of the view say they must be made to face yen loss or Ghana. The reason they said a future NDC ba power omo ebekwa kotwen Aisha Huang back to Ghana to come and face prosecution. And Ekoba said 2020 elections MPP saying we need and that future NDC government is in power, but that NDC government is repatriating China for. How do you reconcile sa assembly and ohe emra ni mu so clear so chief foreigner or illegal mining na fanifa emra kwemu. So for the government to say or otherwise nature say we boom rano so. The other issue has to do with LI 2462. John Mahama was emphatic say obe repeal samrano Emma Okaye last year October 2024 say abinda dana kase omo kwakori e free parliament so omo anya omo beba aba be yi de free omo ye de eno ano no eno ba ya oya amendment instead of repeal and no raise concerns within the civil society organizations are omo ye active within the environmental protection space, and they are calling President Mahama out say ondi ni boshe so say na why for e-levy we repeal e-levy we repeal betting tax adena LI 2462 in there on repeal said your kind na eneno or ye amendment. They say he hasn't cured anything with the amendment. I'll listen to your thoughts on that as well. Now, Reverend Tim Fojo's matter is also on the table. Mask Akko ne fee. Just a while ago, I spoke to him. And there isn't any security presence yet, as at this time on the fee, because Omoko Hano Pano Ekoye Sanka Omobechino. We'll deal with that matter. In the amidst some of the things I all said, a commission of inquiry is what he's seeking. Ali, let me come to you and hear you out on these vexed matters.
All right, let me take you from the last one. That is in Team Fojo, Bruhaha. But the American say it appears that the NIB boss YMRE ewo nyoma bi ho because NDC for say John Dramani Mahama amo appointments
as part of the resetting agenda. Yama to me as National Investigation Bureau boss. Now John Dramani Mahama, a director say, I mean, Obi say, not Obi Keko, ordinary member of parliament, MP Mua, etmedi allegation about say, cocaine money laundering air Koswo airport. Now what director say, you know, investigation and Koswo collaborate with him. Na mo behind na. So I simply do not get it. And arrest here, omoko is some more arrest. No, I don't still. Minyanti as said the entire mantini ancheno. I simply do not understand. My dream what till dates. Who is in team for you?
Let's see. Sorry, I see a coach you big.
Yeah, the see them na near the channel. So omaje clearance as a speaker when I'm one. Obi a member of parliament. The charge is said. Not say a channel. You invite no. Let me put it that way. Well, you invite no. Now say we invite na with the almost some of you. It's not one. You be charge no. Me say you invite no. You call if you want the invitation keke and na ye call mano. Say omra ni echine yenko tutu na no. Na omwa with investigation. Baby or say a dance ye no wa. On was yes, one say cocaine.
Invitation. Money laundering for BF5 for Mukretu. Invitation. On I say one MP before no motu trasem. No na ye ka ye invitation was en come invite na kama boko no MP before some ho akogu ho. The minority leader in parliament Afenyo Markets and so as MP bebre akogu wa or more obstructing the work of the National Investigation Bureau. So I won't say any more to ko trasa and na dia me penempo Amwaso gates no man as one kumpo. So but me dio because you don't have to allow someone to obstruct your work. So omo ko na Afenyo Markins ba hono na oye na dwen say on peniso ema invitation no enkoso no. E wasanka hwa no say if persuasion fail force must be what apply. To say hwa ye so Afenyo Markins ne de naka your friend is saying in team for you. Ni asese o nyina ade o makoho akototo o ma no because o see etime besa for your market say adentina NI before you madwuma so mamonye ye wi onu a na de be say the metumo say manako then we face a team for you. Evidence was so one more on famra de nyina ye hunu bi. Evidence was so one more. A member of parliament, I want to be. I say we member of parliament and see be na wa hunu no. Another boa with investigation. Evidence could also one of Fabra. Na yentimi nyina so na obi bia ne ho bo bia no ya timi atoto na no ache no. Wo say nya de ame ana invitation ne nya de ame ana invitation no china. Na invitation ko ambosa invitation ko say invite no. Odo hunu say huna bi ene huna no. The fear be and to no more. Obviously, I simply do not get him because someone else here say you have all these facts, you have all this evidence, you have everything based on what the intelligence you pick. Why are you refusing to collaborate with the security agencies? Why? That should tell you the idea when you dance your beer. Or say, yes, set up a commission of inquiry.
Commission of inquiry, babe. Now, commission in your day. Investigate what? Hey, I think say yes, so.
Who say a commission of inquiry and Quebec settle as we once and for?
No, before the commission of inquiry, he has to first cooperate with the security agency. He has to first honor the invitation. You have to turn on it will base on the outcome of the interrogation. Whether it is a deed, good to have this commission of inquiry. If A near Kobe, but the opposite jump gun for what reason?
Nita make us say who's there with a commission of inquiry, for instance, or no revenue team for your for own team in Kase or appear before the commission. He is mandated. He is under every obligation to appear before the committee, the commission. Say also on Kompa, the commission can subpoena him to appear. Until for him to call for a commission of inquiry, Unsusu said he is calling for a certain high level beer or no one kasanimuno or be compelled to do what you're asking him to do now.
If security agencies in the same vein invite you, say, to assist in investigation. Now, we make a wild allegation, yes, say, Branabe Boyan with investigation. Now, we say, one qua. Say, in a way, Emrano Emade Omoquine say, Omobabe, Ede Force, Bechoko, Nakoma, evidence. Emrano Hosa. And so, what is the guarantee? Say, when powers won't quay.
Now, say, though, police for the Quabitima or not to Mommy one on Cassa.
What make when what's my be on one Cassa?
Some bet by force, say, by force, come and collaborate. And
they saw them. Oh,
Emrabena did you know?
Emrabe say corporates. Say, minimum croffer as it's your maguma. They are not willing to talk. And then somebody so egum.
Oh, how?
Well, but I have problem with that. I know there's something like that. Say say kasa also one kasa, but meanwhile there's an allegation say you have committed serious crime. Say go back I was say do court. Now do court wa because one kasa.
And only asem no court. Ain't no kasa commission of inquiry. Because commission of inquiry need to say
I have no problem.
Don't you feel say or the commission of inquiry now bad because osusu say bia one security agencies no komodi no ebeye kokuomu and therefore ebi ana asem obeka na maybe twisted into no ope commission of inquiry a obi ani tuomu obi asugusu bia obeka na asem
ko kom say when I see so evidence what kohunu cocaine what kohunu sika dollars in airplane and I just under cano what I say so kohunu
on ka so kohunu
na suddenly o hear the press conference now make here now o say intelligence or ma peke
eno nkire say wa kohunu
na suddenly
okay intelligence o peke is the same as
suddenly no cano o to tie mu dom so kwa na say a chance wa kohunu
here ne wo de wa adwene bu e o kan ye ne say intelligence or ma peke is that the same as nema kohunu ana
na intelligence ya peke and na all can cut so say intelligence no intelligence now so apek here no onkonko cheche montre the security agency no mo so on fast intelligence no mo no mo so nyina so enyo investigation
also be my commission of inquiry
say are they only GDA or security forces
and yes signal be say no or portray na
maintenance say see Medie. I am a ya say a call honum no was enke swano. No, medie. Sometimes Nano was said to be the Tunjanka crowd when you might be. No, listen, because allegation I am making setting and you say allegation. Now what is wrong? What is wrong?
Sir, I'm running to Chenka be saying.
Nas let's say the Tunchain the point is say invite bra. Invitation also one. So what else? I'm sure there's some I can't quote that particular law, but I think there's a law about to me mandating the security agencies to actually use force. Yes, there's something like that. Say a police for echo allegation be allegation tiao. Na so moko say omoko invite you. The chinako na so ma. What happened? So with the force. Epeja police station. The same thing happened there. So if persuasion fails, force should have been applied. So I simply do not get it. Say, almost spending several minutes, hours. What were they doing there? To the extent so much now, say MPP for supporters, including Afenyo Markins, Ebaho. Ansana or mobile years MP up to as I'm talking to see an free honum. Now me ma the NIB boss Otiemia me ma the strong warning.
Hey.
Yes. Me ma the bro. Because na me compare man
strong warning.
Bibi said no man now. As part of the resetting agenda, me person John Dramani Mahama, a president of the Republic of Ghana. Yeah, you 24/7. Na John Mahama be president. What's now because of your action and inaction? I'm Yes, I'm sending strong signal to him.
NIB boss no. osusu se owotumi a wode beye ne wo so onyanka waye de da
I was sad to me no me so I was sad to me no just on person once MPP for no want to trust them on best yeah na ko say yeah strategy for from no developer I'm giving the benefit of doubt but me person Reverend 18 for Joe and the Obeda fee. No, I don't me say a lot of the communicators.
On what basis not in the book?
On what basis I say, yeah, invite us another boy with investigation. What's your own call? Are you about the loss?
Committed crime.
Now your car, you won't say fear and panic.
Say
fear and panic allegation. Say a criminal offense. I hope you know that.
Say allegation a politician na ye na bontene ene de ni beko jail ene see a list na when this side o say nkofu bebre ko jail by now
ebene mami one example
na say fifikwete once upon a time because say President Kufuor Asesa Bank of Ghana gold akugu ni fie yakwa ahwi ni ho because say Alsatian dogs ene de Ghana ska video omuko fie ona bodom sa
na omo de so say komochi no because that is false information.
Yes. So,
and you know it's against the laws of Ghana.
No. Oh, what's all the force of Kwakochini Paro ni fee?
What make you wild allegation? Uncle prove. And the song go be able to allegation. Wild allegation na so be the so.
Now, President Mahama,
a police for back, and I say NI before back. They say, I will not help with investigation. Not just say, my parent baby at now. And now so want to me who take. Is that the signal we are sending? Mama false alarm allegation. You say member to assist. They want to know. That is why I'm disappointed in LIB boss.
No much abronye. Meboa.
Me ye no.
Nti ada na we mu ntimi.
Na me nti ase no nti wo de no ma LIB boss wo no ma fe na bisa no. Na me de me bone kokko. And I don't simply get it.
Me ofa na adwuma mu enka say o problem. Na wo a wo tinchen.
Oh, now me am attention. President Mahama is a very busy person. And some of her on the traffic because he is sonka. Yene beka sama no. He's not happy.
Oh,
I think he's not. That's what I'm saying. But something I make us say one here and here na juma bebono. Because this case a serious case. I need you actually power. What in your course is on go for the fear on ma. You don't say page just say yeah chena ma ya boss.
There's a more but number time in
pass. Say the bet chena boss.
Me pa say akene no na mo
but they come and pa me fact me say ne ya ka me pege ajmeni ya chentin fojo akwa o chanto reverend
if you are facing pregnancy mama kwa bowa mo fan cheme Mr. Mwada say awon ho ye den ama o ana say o prawo na wunya mesra wo so betie me ye wo delayed menses say we feature kono eya na insisi so last week and last month time e baaye ene bosumi time e beba no bon say a delay patcho tie me ye wo sciatica issue che say o to asintini no eya na etwetwe emu ye wo ya ebia na stroke ena abo wato ho ana hepatitis B ena ni wudie amen kanfo eye Mansoa Herbal Clinic emao Mansoa Herbal Clinic ene o one stop shop for saya de wa mabobobo din ni nyina wono ewo adokitafo ne anesefo a omanimu tie na omunim wo mu adwuma ti Mansoa Herbal Clinic Dr. Penin o se bre no nani bo wo so anu ahunu yade no esane experience a owonti ene wo se bra no mo bo nye dene omo onuru ahodo om de be kan ama oyade no adwane obetimi a visit Mansoa Herbal Clinic wona nkurabata ahodo a ewon kran ha na udu eye enkran ha New Fadama Bombay Washing Bay down ho pe Mansoa Herbal Clinic ho Tashi Trible so omo ewo ho Tantra Hill omo ho Kasewa ena Ablekuma open more details and I say ubuki appointment with Mansoa Herbal Clinic Dr. Penia for number C in a fre na omo enchiro kwan no obe fre 0557 562 988 Mrs. Subim 0557
562-988. And also 05551 65797. 05551 65797. Experience care that truly understands you at Mansoa Herbal Clinic. Angel range of products na make come for Eddie Amao, your Angel Orange, Angel Mango, Angel Peach, and an Angel Apple Lime. Amount of vitality and sounds to maintain your body fluid in normal balance. Angel drinks in Quadano energy pa. In Tomo you almost say that to say our day. Who's our day in Sana ya different. The normal and Sana Benomon na our day na news and come our day Sprite in it is different. I say sada no shada the ingredients for frugu and one am Kodane can fire Angel range of products na open no do to a obe fre 0244 832286 and 0507-878668. Adonko Soft Drinks Beverages Limited and a day a year Angel range of products aba edwaso. Na ya recommend mo bibiara so for no macho men nom akowensa fo nso nom bi sense o mo de fra wo niema bi nso kra de kom hangover so opani mu adwo opani asichiri wom a emu adwo pacho o abemu ana bayo a o SHS 1 2 ana be 3 ho na o pe school papa bitimi aboa na ma watwa ne wase ye a ene na meka for St Andrews SHS ena mediama 2025-2026 academic year admissions na shase wono ewo eye subjects biti say general arts, general science, home economics, visual arts and business and so or boarding any hostel facilities nti ufi achiri a mensu yebenya baby ama wo ada omo ewo Triblel last stop ho na obehunu wo from 0249 832015 and 0546 048 na bomoden na pe sukumu kwan ema obano na ono nso entimi enko na onkosua de na omasem omo kane se eba eye wasedia pa excellence omo performance no ewa nimu pa omse de bia no they are ahead. Ibrahim Itamaso pese me pon nti pon me.
Okay, my final words nyina ne say
yes.
But the kokobo enable NPP for Ghana for nyina. Mesremo.
Yeah.
So my yeah resetting no. The resetting agenda no in the interest of every single Ghanaian, including MPP4. Se ya sha se omwa omoma omano ahoto emma false news, false allegation in omodinam ye pese ye clear all these things mass sanity about system no a momo and have a problem with this. It is not about your party. It is not about my party. It is about Ghana. President Mahama Kane has said, "Same Ibrahim Ali Amiti here, make a national communication team no ho. So me can send me a be cause fear and panic. On me political color na say Juma me ma no man be president. Obehe the crime come bonina madie no ene obehe. Now we're making sure say watchema so.
Ali me that say.
MP no. False information ekwoso no awasem mo kire baby obefa bia no mo na wasem okam mo kire yen se to ko no shame ni akoche no awaso what me provide evidence I was say no what me the body ya and you be boys mama no not to say ya kamfo no but so the evidence ne dia and ye emrani ne bedi ye to na no that's when that's a baby anka ye dem be court you do court once
me dey Bismark Brown with me Afremi BB show produced by Reynald Ajiman together with Joel Sanko Meda Abigail Ase for ensuring we streamed live today. Ushia me Afremi BB and Abi Brown meje so yes sorry so dey na happy kasebo na eba ye de eno ebrel team no aye krado eno na ebe
Salvation Bell, Salvation Bell. Nkwaje Dong, Nkwaje Dong. Osumani Morrison from